Hello, Internet. I'm actually getting to play some Arknights. I hope I get to play some Arknights tomorrow. We will see. We will see. I might be fucking tired. But yeah, we're starting Lohntvale, so yippee! And I hope we'll get to this also in a decent time. I mean, I kinda went to Dorothy's mission very quickly, so that was good. Yep. So now we're going to space. And everybody, okay, not everybody, but I think this is probably like one of the most typed up side stories, especially for others. I mean, I guess it's still very relevant to the main story, but it's not like directly main story, like something like Babel is. So to space we go. Vane is coming to Tremors. I also wonder when this actually plays on the timeline, right? Like, but hey, I will see. If, in a century or a millennium, our descendants walk among the stars, the masses will sing her praises. She sat on a tree stump, humming as she observed the shapes of the clouds above. It was not until her mother called for her that she hopped off and went towards the voice. The low flight that they were about to take was all too familiar to her parents, otherwise they would not have taken her along. Her goggles were strapped on, and their seatbelt fastened. As the engines roared, the aircraft began to slide down the runway. Wind pushing her cheeks grew stronger and stronger. Scared, she closed her eyes. Then her body felt very light. A nauseous feeling gushed to her larynx, and her head raced to the tip of her throat. She squeezed tightly into her mother's embrace. Honestly, I wonder how many people actually know what a larynx is as an average person. I mean, I know what it is just because something voice reading that I totally, man, at some point I get to it. Fortunately, the feeling didn't last very long. When the aircraft stopped jolting, she slowly relaxed. But she was still afraid to open her eyes. Until her mother lightly tapped her shoulder. She finally found the courage to open her eyes and look around. From this angle, the city where she had lived her whole life felt so foreign and strange. The crowds that she She was buckled to squeeze through now looked like tiny insignificant insects. Okay, that is right. I can just not read. Or to be fair, I adopted the text. Mother pointed up, prompting her to look. The sky. They also love this CG of clouds. I've seen it a few times at this point in my life. The sky was so clear and bright. Outskirts of Max, District of Columbia, Columbia 1099. Federal Nomadic Prison. Sir, you're sick. What? Mishealthy as can be. No, I can tell. Alcoholic, corpulent, and insomniac. In this oppressive nomadic prison, surely you haven't had a chance to enjoy much of the finer things in life. You work for YNAB, I see it. I mean, okay, it's very obvious, I guess. It's slightly obvious. You're right about that. I mean, no offense. I get the sense that you might need some rest and recreation. Have you been to a siesta? Minos. Please stop making fun of me. Oh no, that's an invitation. Please choose one. Think of it as a way to kill time as this boring wait drags on. Minos. Let's go. He wants to also beat up some people on the streets. Minos. The fruity aroma of its sweets rides the wind past its pristine white walls. More importantly, the innate elegance of its beauties will have you welcomed to leave. Alright. I can already imagine the extravagant life you live. Queen with envy. No, what I'm saying is that it's all prepared for you. All prepared for you. What do you mean? I believe an illness like yours can only be cured in such an environment. You've been a great help for me across a variety of matters. Unlike you deserve the finest of treatments. After a few months, any gloominess clouding your mind will have completely dissipated. Till you go back into your normal day and working in the Quay prison. You'll be as strong and sturdy as a Minoan craftsman. May you enjoy a stimulating romantic encounter. Yes, go on vacation. You might find the love of your life. Mr. Justin Fitzroy Jr., let me say this again. I'm fine. Please stop toying with me. Niece, Mr. Justin was my father. Call me Justin Jr. Alright, Justin Jr. So even business section people at YNAB know their medicine? No. I don't know the first thing about medicine. Would be interested in something so complicated that it can affect no visible, immediate change. Yeah, who would be interested in medicine, you know? The thing that maybe keeps you alive if you ever get sick, you know? That never happens. No. Then what in the world are you talking? I'm sure you're dying to know what kind of illness you have and to spread it to you. Take a look around you and remember. Your superior, not some pathetic good-for-nothing judge, and even the old warden saw him pleasant even after he retired. You should have been hailed as a hero after you retired from pioneering. At the very least, enjoyed a comfortable life with a fancy house in a nomadic city on a government stipend. I mean, honestly, from how rough the pioneer life sounds like, even that's... working in the prison sounds like a huge upgrade. But now, you looked into my background? That's suiting medicine to the illness, sir, and the way I see it. The situation is hopeless, terminal, you will die of the sand. The remedy I prescribe is a vacation, a luxurious home, bottles of fine wines, beautiful specimens of your preferred gent, and top-notch security service. Hey, at least they're inclusive, I guess. They are inclusive. What a great salesman. So how expensive is this? I don't understand. I know what you came here for. You're gonna take that one back with you. If you made it all the way here without trouble, then YNAB and the press must already have an agreement. What's the point of bribing me now? I need an answer first. Are you willing to take fate into your own hands? Who isn't? Right, but as for you're very unlucky, and also lucky in a way. At the very least, you know the obstacle in front of you and your predicament. For instance, you always played lucky to someone else you are deliberately ignored and cast here. You also know what you want. For instance, you've been planning to propose to a certain someone, which was related by this trip, right? Oh, I wonder how that proposal would go on the Minoan plains. Yes, What do you need me to do, Justin Jr.? It's simple. Sell the information on all of the prison's special procedures to Reinhardt. I guarantee you'll find a price I'm willing to pay more than attractive. That's surely not illegal. That certainly wouldn't be hard, but you'll be held accountable. And came prepared. I mean it. The old man behind you have a serious appetite. I spent twice my budget to get all this in order. You've been plenty arrogant the last couple years, and that won't do. Those greedy, selfish idiots haven't been willing to face facts. What, do they think there's some kind of Ursus or Lithanian nobles? Prefer practical men like you, and so does Reinhardt. You should not listen to this man. You gotta get arrested, probably. So, could you make a considerable fortune out of all this? Then, you and I can send those stubborn old men to prison. You won't get a chance to turn things around for the rest of their miserable lives. Doesn't that sound nice? You want me to defect? Hold on. Who the heck? In fact, the worst time. A letter from the bank? Well, I paid it all off. Man. We arranged this nice vacation you can propose to. And also, if you don't agree with us, here's some debt. Justin Jr., this money? But I forget to mention. My bad. Seems I'm not fit to be a doctor. This is your first course of treatment. So much. And the most effective cure for your diseases, power and wealth. Man, you would just be happy if you had money, trust me, bro. I guarantee it will get to the root of the problem. On behalf of Reinhardt. I understand. I must lead us to speak. I will see for myself. So far, I don't like this man. He is trying far too hard to sell me happiness. Especially since happiness is just money for him. But I would go to a vacation on Minos. Pleasure to work with you, Justin Jr. The pleasure's mine. Let me ask one more thing. Is Reinhardt full of men like you? You see, you got his stronghold though. I think, you know, maybe stronghold is not everything in life. No. They're all freaks. The freakiest you've ever seen. But I'm cool with freaks. Like the one we're looking for today. It's all ready, sir. Good. After all that effort, I finally get to meet our famous freak. Please don't forget what we talked about. I hope you'll be at my cocktail party in Fillmore's next month as my personal guest. No invitation necessary. Yeah, I do not trust this man. You stood in the sun door on the day of her parents' funeral. People came and went around her. One after another, men she didn't know offered their condolences in front of her parents' portraits. A Science Journal editor-in-chief, a high-level government official, legendary investor in the finance world, representative of a technology conglomerate. All of them looked so saddened. Saddened that a genius inventor, husband and wife brought the world of science to new heights, only to both die young. None of them could understand. They couldn't understand why. This ever-defining technology, light, had just taken off. Why would they waste their energy and effort on something as meaningless as reaching the highest altitude possible? Because they're going to space, baby. All of them are furious. Furious that, with the death of the Wrights... I guess the Wrights did also invent airplanes on terror. Convenient. The government-sponsored plans became a laughingstock. The enormous investments had all gone down the drain. One by one, the guests all left. She alone stood in front of her parents' grave and lifted her head up to look at the clear sky. It was so dark and gloomy. I love my radio futurism. It's gonna be alien. Do not check the ship. Just ignore it. Do not get any facesuckers. This light is blindingly bright. Past the passageway's dark shadows. Uncharacteristically bright lights keep Justin Fitzroy Jr. from opening his eyes. Brightly glowing laboratory is white, exactly the same as the ones in Tremors. Justin Jr. takes 2 steps to feel things out and finds his attention instinctively drawn to the equipment, so clean and shiny, but there's light reflecting off of it. How much did this cost to build? We built all this for this one man's sake? Deep in an area of the laboratory untouched by light, an old man whose face is hidden guards a radio as ancient as himself. Man, imagine listening to radio. This is a prison? You call this a prison? God damn. Kristen built a whole replica lab here just for you? She thinks really highly of you, doesn't she, convict number 30? Interesting. I feel like it's very rare to just see human without any animal stuff. You aren't the regular Lyson, but I've seen your face. You're a wine lab director? Well, that's just hurtful. I played no small part in expanding the company to its current size in such a short period of time. How could Kristen not have told you about me? I have no interest in people like you. I'm a sick, crippled man. What do you want from me? The cure to cancer, please? Don't talk like that. I've read your file. You were extraordinary, if it wasn't for the child murder. Sorry, I'm pretty sensitive about the past. Oh, alright. But I'm really curious. What is it that Kristen wants you to accomplish so badly she went to all this trouble? She wants a cure against all the bots on Twitch. She didn't tell. Which means you have no need to know, boy. This isn't the first time a science freak has mocked me. Excuse me, this is not a freak. Or maybe he is a freak, actually. Maybe he was up to freaky shit, that's why he's here. Well, no biggie. My job here is to take you away. Looks like your little project has moved on to its next stage. She needs it there in person. It's about her survival plan. So you do know, you sly little punk. I know as Kristen has had you working on something to do with originum and the human body. Ah yes, we're just gonna imprint the human body into the cancer walk and then we ship the cancer walk into space. That works. It's not my area of expertise, but at the very least I know one thing. Rhinelab's control is not a coward who fears death. And she definitely has no illness that needs healing. Which means there's something else going on that's making her desperate for a way to extend her life. In kind of extreme circumstances. You're a smart one. No wonder she chose you to pick me out of this place. Do you have to wait a little longer? It's almost time for the Vice President's speech. A speech? You're into politics now? No, today is going to be an interesting day. Patience is a virtue, kid. Now, we still have to introduce ourselves. I'm Logan Williams. Oh. Interesting. It's a pleasure. I'm Justin Fitzroy Jr., Business Section Director at VineLab, an outsider to the world of science and technology. I'm only here to bear witness to history, sir. I guess we have our legendary researcher. Dear Columbians of Tremors, this is your Vice President, Conrad Jackson. Man, didn't even get a precedent for this. How important could this be? I'm sure many of us are confused by today's press conference. Before I explain anything, I'd like to have a chat with you all. Many of you feel that, on our terror today, it's gotten hard to focus just on the cities or even the country in which we reside. There's more and more to be proven. Exchanges between nations have become more frequent. And likewise, conflicts and confrontations have become more intense and unavoidable. So I want to ask all of you, Columbia has only been around for a handful of decades, but our history is already as rich as any other nations. What is it that they have used to achieve this? You know, maybe it was slave labor, but I guess luckily it was not. I maybe don't want to bring something up like that in Arknights. Actually, if a gacha game would bring it up, it would be Arknights. But yeah, I guess since kinda infected, I kinda tweeted like this still exists. But hey, we did not see any direct slavery yet. That's a win, I guess. It's our personal knowledge that drives us to explore the boundaries and depths of science. It's the pioneering spirit that flows in the veins of every single Columbian. That's my answer. That's our answer. And to maintain those two things, we are always willing to pay the price, no matter how high it may be. I have inserted microchips in everyone's drinking supply. You will all perish if you do not buy this antidote for $9.99. What is Section talking about? Next election's right around the corner, eh? Hasn't really done anything the last couple years, so he's probably anxious. Paying a high price. Exactly off to a great start. In the city of technology, Tremors, there are over a dozen special plates. On those plates, we're working tirelessly on countless research projects, developing, discovering, and guaranteeing our future ways of life. Many of you here are participating in those projects. I'm very proud of you. In just 2 weeks, we'll announce an achievement that is really the greatest among them. Mucus will change the landscape of international relations, allow us to seize the initiative to never again to fear any storm across any lands. It will be Columbia's first step into a new era. It's kind of... I guess it wouldn't really have the Cold War on Terra or something like that. But it's kind of still a bit sad to not see maybe the space race basically between Columbia and Ursus in a sense then. And we brought this man back, huh? What did we pick? First up into a new era. Yeah, Jackson was already a famous orator and activist back in college. Heh. Now he's holding a press conference in Tremors. You know what it means, right? Let's cut a chase Colonel Plague. Oh, that's the Colonel himself. Interesting. Interesting. What the fuck is up with his tie? This seems like such an unpractical tie to have. No? I guess it's a fucking whole uniform outfit thing. You need my help, and I need yours. This is easy. Yeah, sure. A super weapon crafted specifically to keep that damn shard of Lendinium in check. Oh, so much money the military put into that thing. But now, Kirsten and all the texts in the project have disappeared without a trace overnight. Huh. And that, what does the handbook call it? Big Wing again? HEMHRR? Damn it. How did she have such a big thing? Military is being pretty gentle as it is, and surrounding the city with an entire fleet of high-speed battleships. And this is what I'm here for. I have to admit, Kristen really took me for a ride this time. Reason do I have to believe that a failure like you can take care of this problem? There are lots of communists in Columbia that can rival Rhinelab. There's nothing stopping us from taking a military approach and handing everything over to some other place. Yippee! I love my government. You're right, Colonel Blake. I failed, but I'm no fool. This time I will not get betrayed. If the military were really that hardy, they would have done this a long time ago. The army guys were never the weak humanitarians you're trying to play. It's just... what the hell is up with their uniform things? It's not... What is this thing so? Is this light sense? Is it vent? I don't know. This seems like very over-engineered. But hey, I guess there is a reason. I mean, it makes it look very distinct. I also feel like whoever got to design Ferdinand's new outfit was like just told, put a focus on fucking shapes. We put like all the shapes on this thing. Which I guess kind of fits, but look at that belt, man. And I, the former director of energy, I know Rhinelab. With my help, whatever you end up doing will go much smoother. Especially if you want to take care of this as quickly and as quietly as possible. Why should I trust you again? I mean, I assume you are the one who bailed him out. Is there anyone easier to keep in check than a failure with nothing to his name? Yeah, you just humble yourself. Never thought there would come a day when you called yourself a failure, Ferdinand. Why are you so fixated on this? Always high and mighty, never revealing her secrets. She threw everyone's hard work and achievements under the bus, sacrificing the whole of Rhinelab. I mean, I don't know if Rhinelab really wants to be known as the inventors of basically a nuke. This doesn't have the right. No one does. Alright, that's the most convincing thing you've said today. I did not expect him to be back for this. All the way outside Control's office, Rhinelab, for more. I don't actually like this feeling a whole lot. The quiet. Air's so chilly and dry. The light's awfully cold. No idea what's up ahead either. Things weren't so lively back in the day. Most of the time everyone was just busy with research. Barely ever saw each other. But after meetings we'd party and get things, pat the table legs with the project reports we just finished. I guess work hard, party hard or something. I miss the feeling. Feeling of being accepted. The feeling that we are making a difference. That our work had purpose. You have to feel nostalgic for that too. Don't you? Kristen? You can stop dragging your cross tail across the floor. Nobody's coming to clean today. Woliak. It is basically just the back connotation of the last Rhinelab's events, huh? What if we actually also see Dorothy then? It would be interesting to see how her character would have changed from everything that happened, you know? Oh. So you come here to cry your eyes out, huh? Guess I should have stayed hidden a little longer. You're waiting for me? Mm-hmm. And why are you standing all the way over there? I've got to be careful. The kid would just lost a parents, might have a pretty bad temper. Besides, but you already had a water clone ready the moment I stepped into the room. There's only like 3 of them. Huh. Since I'm found out, I might as well throw you right away and stuff you into that power armor. Oh, I didn't know you were such a vengeful elf. Maylander agent infiltrating this place, huh? What are you up to? But she just wants to work with old buddies again. Infiltrating? Think again. Will Control's office be that easy to infiltrate? You're working for Control? What kind of deal do you two have? What she's got you doing for her? You're betraying the Maylander Foundation for this Kukulkan? That is the name, man. So many questions. Why don't you ask Kristen yourself? You're so close to her. I'm sure she'd tell you. Right, you're at the end of your rope. Where else would you expect to find Control in her office? Man, I love that characterization that she would be anywhere else other than the office. Kristen really asked you to come. I told you I invited myself here. Will it make your heart ache more? She doesn't have the time to deal with you right now. But she's already sick of all your backstabbing, all your distractions. Maybe she never had a place for you in her plans. Whatever you want to think. That's not your place to say. I'm just trying to remind you out of the kindness of my heart. Oh, pity. That's how you want to see it. Yet, you should try to not be so tense. Don't you think you know her better than I do, Kukulkan? I've known her a lot longer than you have. Maybe I don't understand her, but I know what it is she's trying to do. Become immortal, become as gods or something. It's hard to blame someone for grasping at straws when they're desperate. But if you get in the way, next time I really kill you. The dreadful Lieberby has vanished. Aside from the droplets of water on the sofa, the fight earlier might as well have never happened. It was just a nice break. Door closes, Musa doesn't try to give chase. There's no telling how much truth here was to Hoyak's words, but her presence alone already explains a lot. Should ask Kristen directly. This is why she came here today, and she still has many other questions. Kristen? There's no one here to answer her. I mean, this is where just boot up her PC or something to annoy her. Musa's voice echoes throughout the empty office. Her shadow split into 2 halls by the wall, like 2 people standing at a branching path. When and where did this all begin? I think that once Voss has changed, yet she knew nothing about it. This familiar room, this familiar hallway both seem so foreign to her now. She hates this feeling. Just like the time after she was born. I just remember the time after I was born. When she realized for the first time that she was all alone in the world. She's like a Dolphinsmith, not even her parents showed up to her birth. On the day of Vineslap Foundations, everyone had faith that this was the starting point of a company destined for greatness. And they are great, they are working for Woods Island now. The idea made everyone nervous. It cheered them all up. It smiles on their faces. It kept them up at night. She and Xavier chatted about the future on the balcony until the next day's beaming sunlight shone directly into their eyes. At that moment, she thought that she, Xavier, and all these people would walk with Vineslap forever. It was an unrealistic notion. Sorry, the businessman took over at some point, I guess. When topics like profit, conflict, and misunderstanding piled onto her desk one after another, she couldn't help but laugh. What exactly is confining mankind? Beat. That for sure. She lifted her head to look at the sky. It was so ugly. Excuse me, but the sky is pretty. Okay, maybe not if it's overcast like this, I give you that. Let's stop to Moore's outskirts, roughly 18 miles from the city center. Hi there, 4 large cheese dogs, extra cheese. Now, this is how you write a good character. Give him the trait of liking cheese. You got it, coming right. Holy shit, Po! What the heck is this? I caught some kind of disease when I was a kid. It's only because of the exoskeleton that I'm still alive. Sorry for spooking you. I mean, it looks sick. Spooking me? Hell no, that looks so cool. You should be in a movie. Oh, this has got to do with the Tomorrow's tech companies. No wonder. The gizmos they pump out are evolving so fast. Something like that. My bad, that was probably rude of me, acting so surprised. I'm used to it. Mind if I smoke here? We can still smoke? That's amazing. Phew. It's empty here. This world doesn't get much traffic, does it? Just today. When the vice president came to not long ago, the traffic jam was miles long. Maybe it's the weather. Here, your hot dog. Not some appetite you've got, Po. You can seat wherever you want. Not like there's anyone else today. Thanks. Now look at this man devouring 4 hot dogs at once. Hot dog. Colombian fast food really is making strides. Well, that's all the same to me. So why are they called hot dogs again? Anything to do with the powers? Actually, I think it was in Tavina. I did hear actually the story why they're called hot dogs. So maybe I did read it somewhere else, but yeah, I've heard the story why the hot dogs are called hot dogs with powers, basically. But yeah, I think Kelsey is gonna explain this here. It was the first wave of Bolivian settlers who introduced this particular food item to the Colombian masses. This type of sausage sandwich was frequently sold in night competition arenas at food cars attended by scantily clad Pero females or well-built Pero males. At least we had fan service for both. And with the passage of time, this food item came to be known as the hot dog in Colombian parlance. Passage of time, huh? Funny how things can turn out just because of time. One von Miss, my tweet. No thank you. The years really haven't been kind. When I still had a sense of taste, my appetite was probably a dozen times what it is now. I guess that's how things turn out with the passage of time. I'm a young lady like you. Yeah, she's young. I wonder how many things on Terra are built on top of this passage of time. Everything is. I guess you're right about that. It's been a while, Dame Kalsid. When was the last time we met? 25 years ago. Jesus. The day of Pavisa's ascension ceremony, after the war was over. Who was the Sarkas who still had a lingering nostalgia for Castevet there? We were no exception. Is this man an actual Sarkas? What should I call you now? Tin Man. That's what my co-workers call me. I'll snap the script, not like names have much meaning to me anymore. You represent the Melander Foundation. Oh, I do. Powerful Revenant. Once powerful Revenant. And besides, you know that the Tikas are closely connected to every corner of the world. The Colombian plains are no exception. Or would it make you feel better if I told you the whispers of fate that still keep me up at night? I can't wait to turn into Flying Fortress, fly straight back to Castle. No, so the Melander Foundation noticed Wits Island long ago. This is the first time you showed up on Columbia's radar. Even if the last time was just a minor legal dispute. Was it in... Okay, how I suppose... Well, I'm just calling it Toronto or someplace else. Woods Island is the young organization. I know what it belonged to and what course it is taking. I'm not trying to talk you into giving up. But based on your Asians and too many old friends are mixed up in this mess. The amount of them are your old friends too. I have no issues with Woods Island getting involved in this, as long as you hear Melander's thoughts first. Is it thoughts you want Woods Island to hear, or demands? Regardless, personally speaking, I do hope you're on the same side this time, Dame Kal'Tsit. I understand. And those girls yours? The Tin Man lifts his head up to gaze at the bottom of the dark clouds. Not far away, a pure white feline and a fire-wet Sahwa sit on a bench. Sahwa girl enthusiastically tries to tell something to her buddy, but her buddy simply stares at the sky, seemingly paying no attention whatsoever. He's thinking about the past. Seems to know why she received that letter, and why she had to come back to this country, but she actually doesn't understand it all that well. He's simply thinking that there are things you have to face sooner or later. Oh. Interesting. I should remember this place, but I don't think I wrote it down. Why didn't I write it down? Do I need to remember this place? Dad, you don't remember anything? No matter what I ask you, this sucks. This is an actual Ifrit skin, it's kinda cute. I love that no flame pot. I think this is a nice bonsai. Be kinda interesting. I do like it. Do you remember? Me? Of course I remember. This is Columbia. I've been here and I hear I've been too. Oh, I remember them. I see now. That's a cool twist of fate, Kal'Tsit, but you have children so young face the fate head on. I mean, character development, it's funny. Just give them more trauma. This is their decision. I have no right to intervene. Kal'Tsit suddenly looks at Tremor shrouded in dark clouds in the distance. His tall skyscrapers remain under the thick, dark clouds, its base hidden by the fields around them. Likewise, the Tin Man lifts his head. Up in the sky, above the city and the entire lands, at an unreachable altitude that mankind has dreamed of reaching for thousands of years. A burning fireball is tearing through the skies like a falling star. Ifrit, do you want to hear a story? A story? Alright. This story takes place in a beautiful city in Sargon. Wait, guess I would still be Osmanthus. He was once a well-respected king, loved by his people. Actually, might also be just, I don't know what actually speak is. But when he finally grew old, he had an anxious look on his face, never calming down for even a second. He gave it his all to rule his city, but he found that not one thing in the city would bear his mark forever. That is fucking life and time, yes. His statues would crumble, and his legends would fade. People forget too easily. In the final days of his life, he eagerly hoped for there to be something that could really symbolize his whole legacy and ensure that it would be told for generations to come. And so he asked his wife. He hoped to find this treasure with her together. He searched all over the lands and found a bottomless pit of gold, clothing that restored youth, a magic mirror that allowed its users to change races at will, a sword that could rend mountains, and a treasure map that led to the mythical realms. None of these were what the king wanted, they were all too specific, and the desires they bore were too strong. The old king did not think any of these could represent his legacy. This left the queen stricken with grief. She prayed to the night sky so that her husband would get his wish. And then he was cursed forever. Finally, hearing her faithful prayers, a star arrived in the mortal realm. A star arrived. It stares blankly at the blazing red tail sweeping through the sky. Let's go. This is where you should wish for something. Suddenly recalls a story out of the forest that Silence has told her. Okay, so it was a Zibatam story Silence told her. Touched and tested, there's always hope wherever a star so happens to land. The differences that divide mankind are meant that the moment the star reaches the ground, everyone's wishes will be fulfilled at once. Okay, I wouldn't go that far, but you know, falling stars do bring luck. Will a star come falling down? Some time to think. Time is flying by. I wish for... I wish for a nice Big Mac. I don't know why this was my first thought, but you know, who wouldn't want a nice Big Mac? And yeah, this was one of the bigger events, so there's even the special stages. So I assume it's also will have like 10 stages or something. This will be a long one. Does the falling star foretell hope or disaster? It's the same tiles from Dorothy's vision as a mage. I mean, okay, we're gonna go crazy. This one, the Life-Aliens will still carry for sure. For sure. Oh, there were gimmicks on the side that I did not look at. Right on time. Libby steps out onto the rooftop of a tall tower and looks up at the sky. From this high vantage point, the faint, sharp screech is concealed by the sound of the wind, while the faint spot of light rapidly expands in her eyes. Her thick tail dexterously and rhythmically sweeps back and forth. Graceful measure to which Libby can compare the invisible grid of the city beneath her. Now, let's see, just where will the star land in Tremont? Districts 2 and 5 are primarily residential. 11's new industrial campus is under construction. Let's hope it won't be central. That place is packed with office buildings, like a dime a dozen kind of things you get at a supermarket. And it's a work day. Those offices are gonna be full of people. Man, you really figured out where to land this experiment of yours. Maybe you just never cared how much of a racket this might cause. Either way, you planned this far ahead. Things are getting more and more interesting, Kristen. Confirmed, the Tweeton factory in District 13. Libby leaps from the tall tower and dies. Rest in pieces. Oh? Why did I get awoken by Mumu? That's a big yawn. Didn't sleep well. This is how a lineup director welcomes a guest. I wanted to see you. That's why I'm here. You saved me from the power armor. I brought you breakfast. Fair's fair, right? Yeah, you know, breakfast to bed is like almost... No, you know what? It's worth more than getting saved. That's the breakfast combo from the cafe at Rylab HQ. They only sell 100 of those a day. Why do they have... Shouldn't they just then try to sell more of this? Okay, don't give me that look. Yeah, grumpy gas in the morning, huh? It's Sari I want to see, right? Well, I haven't been able to contact her. But if she isn't here, I'm coming to you and help. Anyway, take a look at this. The assassin Timordians, an explosion occurred this morning at a Triton's chemical plant in number 3 in District 13. Probably just, accident. For sure, for sure. The specific cause of this explosion is still unknown, but authorities' preliminary conclusions that laboratory staff made a fatal error. Yeah, it's just an accident. Yeah. Leading to the construction machinery on site exploding. It just can happen to everyone to, like, set your crane onto explosions instead of lifting, right? Funny that they even have that option. A large stockpile of catalysts and reagents are stored at Triton Chemical Plant number 3. To keep the chemicals from leaking out and causing more catastrophic damage, military and government authorities are currently cleaning up the site. As of right now, all of District 13 is on a temporary lockdown. Entry and exit from the district is being heavily restricted. Citizens are asked to cooperate with the ongoing work there. But do leave your house. The government has not responded to requests for comment. And it's not known at this time whether this lockdown in District 13 will affect Vice President Saxon's time and more. Is this another site 359? See, this is the line you pick to look like you care actually what Vinelab is doing. I don't know the specifics. But a few, should I say, Wits Island are here. Considering how much Xavier trusts you, there's no way you would ignore big news like this. Okay, Doctor, we've got some new visitors. I'll see you very soon. Man, having the water clothes must be so convenient for life. New visitors. Hey, it's a fit. She does look so happy in this fight, man. Rise and shine, Dr. Liva, you big dumbass. Rise and shine. If it. Who brought you here? Oh, this was a Skull Seed. Long time no see, Dr. Lyra. Yeah, funny. We could have taken the same car if you told me you would come here too. But the Lobsters has already returned to the landship of Felina for checkup and treatment. Mechanist is currently on a new mission. From here on, happy accommodating you. Yeah, we already benched Mechanist to the IS. Soon you can rescue him. And me. And also... Osmondes. Man, I'm so great at guessing. A floaty feline girl apparently entered the room at some point. She stands next to the window and listens quietly to your conversation. Gazes at you and your room. Behind her, there are pure white clouds floating gently across the clear Timordian sky. Don't be mad, Doctor. I asked Dr. Calci to bring me along. I was invited by someone. We'll explain more about what's going on later. Yeah, we need to keep some mystery up for now. Seeing as you have the TV on, it seems you already know about District 13. What one Momo water clone would be convenient. Okay, what exactly would you do with this water clone? But I mean, there's many options. Just imagine there's like multiple of use. I could have my clone do like the chores that I have to do on a daily basis, and instead I could be playing Arknights, man. Imagine. I think the clones would be. I mean, I guess I control the clones, right? So they cannot even start an uprising against me. I can just chill and play video games. I'm sure that is how Momo uses her powers. At least that's how I would be doing it. The explosion wasn't caused by some careless lab technician. Something fell from the sky. The government is trying to do government stuff. We need to get to the bottom of this. Yes, Saya's already gone to investigate. Right. I guess. As for you, I need you to get out of bed and wash up. Excuse me? Nobody's gonna see my face, okay, man? Nobody knows what I look like under the hood. I still need to wash up, man. I live there. Who the hell are you to stop me from going home? Man, I sure do wonder who this could be. This is not a striking silhouette at all. Just a random Minelabs worker. What gives you the right to lock the place down anyway? Is this even legal? If you're rich enough, everything becomes legal. Do you have anything in writing? I'm supposed to take your word that this is an emergency? I'll be out in 10 minutes. Just need to head back for some documents. Our clients are waiting in the conference room. Sorry, but I need to see your clearance. Interesting. I was going towards Samia to see what she's up to. Never expected to find this little bird making her way here. Wait! It's a researcher from the Diabolic Crisis. Scouting the area of it thrown from a dead angle while hiding in the ground, waiting for an opportunity. Not bad. But the army has soldiers watching every single alley. Won't be so easy for you to break through the checkpoints. That's sad. I believe in silence. And the slightest idea what you can do. You might just be able to give these baddies a little trouble. So I give you a hand. He just likes to have fun. What are you blabbering about? Nothing. The packet's recovered and will be delivered right away. As you've no doubt heard on the news. Just one factory that had an accident. Why is the entire district on lockdown? So you cannot just spread the news of what actually happened. Wake up, sheeple. Rise against your government. The birds are not real. If you guys actually... It would be funny to have conspiracy theory that birds are like not real in the world of terror. I don't know. It cranks me up. Sorry all bird people, you are just government psyop. If you guys are actually worried about the chemicals, why aren't you wearing protective equipment? Hey, this man is actually smart. Why are people still allowed to come and go? No one is buying your beast shit? It's about the whole industrial compass upgrade project. Who's gonna pay? Hurry up and let me buy. No pushing. I can't wait for the rides. My arm. Why can't I move? Somebody broke through the code on... How come the comms aren't working either? Sneaky silence. Man, she is actually just the stealth game protagonist. The name makes sense. That's also kind of a cool sprite for you. Your clearance, Miss Savia. You know her by name. That's really funny you would say that, oh no. You know me? Former Defense Director of Minelab. Reputation precedes you here and tomorrow. So I can't enter District 13. Not just you. You don't have clearance, please leave. But I have. You. Relax. Stow your weapon. Your face. Your hands. You're weak. It's the same all over. If you want, I can even show my dick. I may look scary, but it's just an exoskeleton. I work for the Mainlander Historical Association. Currently part of the Vice President's entourage as the secretary. Here's my authorization. I'm sorry, here's the subject matter expert we invited along. Mainlander, huh? The people are always so strange. We'll talk to your superiors. We want to get a better grasp of the station. I still did not finish reading the Minelab comic, nah. At one point in my life I will do it, but man. Give me a minute. Looking at your attire, seems you don't plan on bringing your shield along. No. Just a term that I might need to apply full force to whatever's coming next. Full force, huh? The face carries a weight far heavier than usual coming from the former director of the Minelab Defense Section. Seems like I did make it in time. The last meeting must have been a Tatum Pharmaceuticals detective. Talked so much that I forgot to slide you and Mules a free pint of 12 beer on your last visit. I know just how powerful the Melander Foundation is. I was still surprised when I heard the news from Calcite. How do the two of you know each other? We're just old friends. So, what role is the Melander Foundation playing in our current situation? Xavier, are you interested in politics? Decidedly not. Good take. You would probably go insane. So, do I really need to answer that question? The Colonel is en route to this meeting with the Vice President. Your identities have been verified. The Colonel has authorized your entry to District 13. While we're conducting an emergency investigation related to the hazard posed by the chemical leaks, you won't be allowed at yet feeding chemical plant number 3. That's where this all went down. We also arranged an escort party to go with you, provide any necessary help, and to survey you. No problem. We'll go with your arrangements. Phew, made it in. Next, I kept 2 drones up in the air, 100 meters apart to survey the situation. The Tweeton factory should be right up ahead. I hope the self-combat tactics I learned at Woods Island will come in handy here. Let's take it slow. Let's go metal silence. Will I really find any leads on the transmitter here? A patch of transmitter has gone missing? Maybe even Dorothy gonna be actually relevant. That would be kinda hype. That's right. Be more precise. It was a batch of experimental materials with said transmitter included that was supposed to be shipped together to HQ for disposal. Ah yes, for disposal. So someone stole it. That's very likely to be someone within Vine Lab. Silence, I'd like you to head to Morse and help me investigate this. Me? I need to remain at Site 359 to cooperate with the military investigation, so I'll be stuck here for the time being. You're going to negotiate with them. Don't worry, as much as I don't enjoy this stuff, I'm still capable of it. I wind up the Vector after all. I'm worried about this batch of missing transmitter becoming the catalyst of someone else's ambitions. But with that we can go to space, maybe. So, you can do it? Well, I'm still curious what this whole thing is gonna be about then. I know I had the impression that this would be like cool space adventure one, but I guess we will see. Silence, you're a student of the Vector Parvis and yet showed up here at Site 359. I had some doubts, but now I get it. I came here to ask for my help. Maybe I wanted to know if the director of Origin Art is trustworthy. I'm sorry. No need for apologies. I did come close to do something awful. I should be thanking you, Silence. I almost created a nuke. But at the same time, this is why I'm asking you for your help. You'd be holding only to your own standards, looking for your own answers. But even if I hadn't asked you, you still would have returned to Timor's, right? Yes. I know. There's certainly a lot more men on patrol. Shit. Find anything over there? Such a couple alleyways over on that side. Nothing. The colonel's about to meet the vice president. So we had to play nice and let those two in. We are supposed to stay close to them. How did they lose us so quickly? Working so easily the whole time. And they vanished behind the fence when I blinked. Man. Goddamn guards in video games. What are they even paid for? We really underestimated that fella all covered in iron. And then those people are always so tricky. And go report the situation to the press. Take the boys with you and continue the search. Right, so more hands over to the factory too. Reflexes and dive skills are admirable, Mr. Detective. You flatter me. If we could manage them. It's better to shake them off for our tail than to outright knock these sycophants out. Yeah, you know. Now you can say you just took the wrong crossing or something, right? And be like, it's not our fault that we got lost. Near here, treating chemical plant number 3 is right up front. Excuse me? This was a factory in Victoria. Okay, I'm joking. It's probably sane for your game to actually reuse the CGs you have. Looks like other gacha games I play. They've already cordoned off the perimeter and deployed heavily armed soldiers at every possible location. Quite impossible task to get any closer. We're close enough for a clear view. Xavier gazes travels over the throng of people and past the striking yellow barriers, landing on the factory behind. The once smooth factory building has been demolished beyond recognition, with scorch marks scrawled by heaps of debris scattered all over. A series of explosions have eroded the facade, leaving only interior foundations that give her a clear view. In the center of the factory lies a huge wing-like mechanical structure, technically embedded into the ground like an outrageous art installation. Source of the explosion. What have you found? Neither the shape nor the mechanical structure of the object hints at its purpose. But it's clearly a device not meant to be used on land. It's for the skies. It fell from the sky. Yeah, it's probably a submarine. We're too far away to discern any concrete details. But it can be confirmed at the very least as this thing has the mark of flying technology. To be precise, it has Christian scent writing all over it. I'm sure of that. Horizon Arc Project. What? I'm surprised you've not heard of that name, given your position at Rhine and your relationship with Kristen. Aw, now I'm gonna make her cry. I'm glad I didn't get spotted. Well, we have still these fucks around, I guess. There really was one here. So yeah, I guess you use the transmitter things for the spacecraft, I guess. It's gone. Man, they're multiplying. It's getting out of hands. Dorothy was right. Transmitters react to each other, and it wasn't too difficult to catch them with the one she gave me. Interesting. But there's too few of them. Dorothy said there were more. Could it be nearby? Wait. Is this the Trident factory? A colossal ruin lies before her. That's why my injuries or casualties happened in there. Science recalls the news not mentioning any numbers relevant to that question. Man, it's almost like the news was just straight up propaganda. Because the destruction at Site 359 it was difficult for her to even picture what it looked like before the wounds. Was that Xavier? Who was that with her? Xavier, do you have something to do with this too? She's just here for us, okay, to check. You know where we're going? We're heading to Xavier's stronghold into most. That's Xavier's stronghold. She loves Stronghold Protocol mention. Man, I need to check when was it actually that Chinese server got the next Stronghold Protocol. I mean, we're probably still a few months off till we get one, but man, it will be nice. It's part of our arrangements with her, and then I can't wait that the whole. Actually, I wanted to say the whole matter's gonna be ranked, but maybe not with how this actually works. Or maybe it will. Xavier, it's been ages since I saw her. With Wang? I mean, wait. Wouldn't it be later than with the anniversary event? I mean, I guess I can check that later. That's not really important right now, for sure, for sure. But if you need to talk to Xavier, you two are gonna be busy, right? I guess she won't have time to talk to me. Okay. Wait, are you okay? Now I feel like. How did I not hear of that then? Um. Okay. I stopped playing the video game. I'm going to Dark Knight's Twitter, I guess. That's source of best news. If it loads. Um, I don't see. I should probably. Actually, this is this side story limited headhunting. Boop, boop. Special packs. They want my money. I guess I will see. Festival sign E. Boop. Okay, back to just playing the story. God damn it. See, Marcy, I can just not trust you. You and Vasmantis will stay with the doctor. If you tell me more about what you did on the way here, I actually just met some old friends. Oh right, when the star came falling down, Silence was Monster's story that Silence told me before. So remember it, right? We aren't writing any of it down. Yep, I still remember. That's my small daughter. I mean, a month or two is still kinda soon, all things considered. That night, it seemed the entire city heard the Queen's prayers and the sound of her tears splotching onto the sand. In the end, the Queen passed out in the high tower of the palace. The Queen's faithfulness reached the hearts of the stars. One after another, they soared through the skies and came before the old king. The old king was swallowed by the endless surge of brightness. Within it, he saw a sight that he had never seen or tamed in his entire life. Next morning, the queen awoke to find a huge hole that had appeared on the palace's roof, and the old king, who had passed away hours ago, stood with a smile lingering on his now stiffened lips. Were the stars spot here by her prayers? Maybe you doomed this whole planet. The stars made her wish come true, and they took her lover with them. Okay, it's time for some dense fog.
We can take care of ourselves, Professor.
That's what you want me to think. How do we do this? I mean, I guess we do basically just line up here, one gap. Honestly, who would I probably just give me an E, yeah?
I'll be careful. Temperature stable.
And then I probably will need like more tanks, because imagine. Actually, you are in a nice spot. Should I? I guess I could put also maybe one behind. You can keep yourself healed.
I'll warm up my fingers.
More steady defender. When attacking temple reduces the operator's block by 1 or Right, I've seen there enough in fucking IS. But there's on a quality switch reduces the block to 0. I've seen that gimmick like in CC once. I have no idea what it was. But hey, maybe it's gonna be a fun gimmick. This is where we basically just double down on all casters for now, I would say. I mean, maybe also put you just here. You are like our carry. Okay. There's no bosses here, but come on.
Vor allem, wenn du es mit einem Leitanier zu tun hast.
Exactly. I just love my funny German speak. Oh, wait, what skill do I... might need to change what skill I use on him, but hey, it's funny or something. It is funny for sure.
So graziös wie der Dreivierteltakt.
Exactly, my man. I mean, we can just double down more.
I shall have the... So überraschend wie ein Tritonus.
At least it's not really any ranged units, which is a huge boon for myself.
Jetzt bin ich an der Reihe. Watch out for fires.
Fires? She's not gonna lie, she feels very underwhelming whenever I use her. It's also in part that not many maps are set up for her, I feel like. Something new blaster caster that can just go around corners. Exactly, I just made up for. You just don't get it. You just don't get Lifanian culture. Oh, okay, that is... I want this bird. Can I get this bird? Who do I need to kill to get this bird? Colonel, sorry to keep you waiting for half an hour. I don't know how to apologize, Mr. Vice President. Your schedule into Morse is packed. Not from Secretary Parrott. You had to cancel a meeting on account of my sudden visit. Now the argument you were looking for is every word is made up. No. Not every word is made up. The Lifanian language was given by the original crystals themselves to this glorious terror. It is the only real language. They already mentioned the line. Good question. What line do you want to talk about? The military response to the 13 incident has been quick. It has also been intense. Don't want to. I know, but it makes it funnier to ask. I've just given such a powerful, rousing speech for the masses. This couldn't have happened at a worse time. By the looks of things, this is more than a little accident on your end as well. I'm just saying, it's still too soon to reveal the Horizon Arc project to the public. Which is why we would like you to cancel the rest of your itinerary and leave to Morse. And we'll take care of these accidents as soon as we can. But it's gonna be bad for publicity. My man needs all the votes. Colonel, I understand what you're asking. But my schedule isn't going to change. In fact, I'm going to extend my stay into more. My last meeting, I decided I'm going to Vine Lab to enjoy a fruitful dialogue with our exceptional researchers. Hi. I'm sure we can get some corruption going, okay? What do you know about the election? Actually, don't think I know much. He has just... I guess I heard one of his speeches on the radio, that the future of this country is with the technological progress and things they're doing, and they're gonna be a high price, but it's gonna be worth it or something. We won Columbia, Colonel Blake. We're ready to give everything for our country, even our lives. Your lives, not my lives. But with all the technological pioneers gathered in the city, they form the bedrock of Columbia's technological development. There's no excavation to say they're shaping the future of our country. You understand what I'm getting at? Even on the assembly lines of our nation's most developed munitions plants, it takes a day and a half to produce a single shell to spec. That is not how you make money from war. We need more. Man, Terra must be such a nice planet for like all the arms manufacturers. They're getting rich. And that doesn't include the time it takes to send it out onto the field to give the men some real practical time on the thing. Take a step back, Colonel. The more we find ourselves facing super weapons that can change the world, like that ARC-01, the more composed we have to be. This is Columbia, not Sargon, not Bolivar. These past few years, the armed forces are more accurately... The Department of Defense has continued to explore the nation's military capabilities. As the whole progress has been fairly steady, and in President's perspective, this is a good thing. He's glad to see it happen. However, given the shifts in international dynamics in recent years, particularly the emergence of Victoria's Shard, a number of things have changed. Thus, the terrifying superweapon has erased the concept of distance. Yippee! All our ground defenses will be rendered useless, and dust poured about by the storm may well fall upon our pillars at any time. We are reaching just the nuclear weapons arms race. This is gonna be fun for Terra. Maybe we do get our Cold War. The voices within the Department of Defense have grown increasingly hawkish, and a number of toppling signs have already appeared. They're hedging their bets on the research and development of similar era-defying strategic weapons. That's how Kirsten caught the military's eye? Correct. Kirsten became the military's core technical advisor. In a very short period of time, she submitted a proposal for the Horizon Arc project, planned the construction of the Arc-1 superweapon, and quickly began its implementation. Man, maybe this was just made for the Destiny collab. We have an Exoman, we're talking about Arc. This is just like Destiny, for sure. The military has devoted a vast amount of resources to it, and as such, Binelab has enjoyed greater policy-side support for quite some time now. I love my corruption in government, probably. That's why Vine has been able to stand head and shoulders above many other tech companies into more. According to the information we have on hand, the construction of ARC-01 required digging complex shafts as well as erecting a hammer at our aircraft's altitude limit. It works. A monumental project indeed. The military has spared no expense and effort. I imagine the man in front of you who fell from the sky was part of this project. Saga's eyes shift from the factory ruins to the sky above her. Using the sky as an intermediate transfer node? I don't know the specific conceptual design or how it's implemented. Using the sky as a transfer node to focus or redirect an enormous amount of energy so as to achieve a powerful strike over extreme distance. In theory, that is indeed possible. But would Kristen really help the military construct a superweapon? I mean, you know, if they write you a big enough paycheck, right? Looks like you didn't get the answer you wanted. I knew from the beginning. This just makes it more apparent. A good politician would never rush to make his stance clear. At least for now. You don't want us taking over the project that fast. And how do they intend to do that? It's simple. All you need to do is delay. If you say that efficiency is the pursuit of scientific research, then Ferdinand, delay is the preferred tool of these politicians. When the Singas administration first entered aggregation and conquest to reclaim the Woods Company's logging camp, virtually no progress was made in 3 years. It took the latter party losing control of the area. We want to delay it until we have our hands full, and we lose faith in the damned Horizon R project until it doesn't matter anymore. Man, now this is an accurate representation of the government, huh? You've already been on site, right? What are your conclusions? It was indeed a test flight of ARC-01's HMHRR. At some point the game's gonna explain me what it actually is, right? The sky appears clear, but it's far from being a safe haven. This will need to test a new pressure and navigation system. A Twilight air process that may need more than one flight. I'm more curious about the military-controlled shaft at the bottom of ARC-01. Where did Quiston launch a beast of that size? The Hammer's black box still hasn't been found. By tracing its routing data, we can triangulate the position of the launch site and locate Quiston. Yeah, we already are smart enough, you don't need to tell me, man. Already conducted a full-scale search in District 13, came up empty. Someone managed to retrieve the black box at the very beginning. I mean, would make sense. They probably planned everything, right? So, any possibility it might have been destroyed, given an explosion of that scope. It would be a very shitty black box. Quiston has already been missing for 2 weeks. She may have already obtained the experimental data she wanted in the black box, but she still doesn't want us to find her. In other words, the so-called Horizon Arc project, propped up by the military itself, is completely out of the military's hands. The longer the delay, the more variables there will be. I know. It's me. That's right. Section had no intention of taking things to us. Me? Why would I have anything to hide? Ask the agent sent to spy on Quiston. Understood. I won't give an inch. I will solve the situation post-haste. Wait, what did you say? That's... Alright, I understand. Man, imagine getting to hear the other side of the call. Don't look so good, Colonel. You're right, Ferdinand. We can't let ourselves get bogged down any longer. It's time to use military force. It's time for a coup. The fact that Quiston went evil while the military had eyes on her precisely shows that the project has progressed to a near feasible state. She might defraud her investors. Her suspicions as well, but you seem pretty sure of it, Saria. Because I know her well enough. Yeah, you know, if you have money trouble, just pretend you're dead. Oh. Since its establishment, Rhinelab has been committed to breakthrough research in civilian technology. It rarely intersects with the military. Quiston herself has no interest in it. Furthermore, the sky were part of her research plans would not be a means, but rather her ultimate objective. Right, precisely. And he explored everything these lands have to offer. Before he just began measuring the heights of the skies. I fly to such high places in vain. I still remember that comment in a newspaper made by the hovercraft expert, Stevenson, after Wright's test flight crashed. I mean, that's just normal for the Wrights, though. Encapsulated his regret for the death of the genius scientists. Has been twisted out of context as accurate peer review. Ironic that it has become a weapon used against the Wrights. I'd like to hear more. Stevenson had a very good relationship with the Wrights. They even looked after Quiston to some degree after their passing. Later, Gibson was able to get into work in academia thanks to his recommendation. A substantial secret that even I'm not aware of. But the relationship between Stevenson and Christine is not a cozy one. She inherited her parents' obsession with the skies and does not expect others to understand. I mean, imagine going to space. The final frontier of humanity. We could put up so many pioneers. We can just send the infected into space and they're not our problem anymore. She abhors the sky, Tin Man. It can be a coincidence that Transmitter appeared at the scene of the accident. What exactly is the connection between Transmitter and the explosion? The things used in this factory require transmitters? I recall no such relationship between treating chemicals and Vine Lab. Perhaps the transmitter has something to do with the wing-shaped mechanical object that smashed through the factory building. I mean, it's kind of obvious that it was just used in the arc thing. Savia's too far away. I can't hear what she's saying. Maybe I can try moving the throne a bit closer. And that's how you get spotted. None of the throne has been shot down. No! Not the throne! Oh no. Miss, show me a security clearance. Don't have one? District 13 is on a temporary lockdown. I'd have to ask you to come with me. We work at a Tweeton factory. I had the day off today, but I heard the factory exploded. So I came here to see what's going on. You work at a factory. I explained the throne. I didn't say you have nothing to do with it. She's going to photograph the site. Marianne! Is it really you? Oh my... Marianne. Last time I hear that name was 40 years. It's an old tag, oh no. Talking about a press conference, right? It was right around the time your last movie came out. You told the world you got hurt in a catastrophe while shooting The Thing. You retired to behind the scenes work. My dad goes nuts every time he talks about you. You got your complete filmography collection. We've watched every movie 10 times over. I still remember the spy catchers. You could say the spy on the shore and leapt straight off that cruise ship. That was something. Just melt into every role you play. Today's mass-produced Rankwood stars could take a cue or two from you. Oh no, even Montero current movies suck ass. Thanks for the exposition. I mean, you know, how else do you introduce characters to your audience? Thanks. Unfortunately, the only role Marianne plays these days is as negotiator of employee salaries. Oh no, she became the worst thing in history, HR. Director of Human Resources at Vine Lab. Shara Booker Wilson. This is my clearance. I have a house in District 13. This woman is indeed a Triton employee. Vine Lab and Triton Chemicals had a number of disagreements, just like the corporate struggles in the Spycatcher. I know, this is Hermos after all. The subsidiary factory suddenly went up in flames. Reporters on the scene hit the tabloids and sent Triton down in scandal. This is her housewarming gift for joining Vine. That would indeed be a violation of military regulations. Fortunately, the drone's been shot down, so the photos won't leak. Now then, let's move on and discuss your job hopping. Sure. Let me add something first. Isn't it a little unreasonable to suddenly ask the locals to lock themselves inside and wait for updates before they can do anything? We're just following orders. Miss Marianne, I want to trust you, so both of you please leave. No exceptions. His name's Silence, right? I remember you were helping Parvis bring me some black bean tea. Man, I don't. How is the black bean tea the thing they bring back up? Everyone just loves their bean tea. Vector Java. Does this have something to do with Wine Lab? That's why you snuck in here? Yeah, some things I need to make sure of. It's not exactly the best place for chit-chat. Head over here and wait for me. Where are we? Don't worry, it's just the police station. It's my District 13 residence. What about you? I have company. An old friend has some business with me. I don't think I've ever heard you breathing. When you smoke, you're just letting it swirl around your stomach? I mean, as long as it tickles his fancy, it's a habit. Just like what you used to do after finishing a mission. But record the event on a note before burning it on the spot. That young researcher back there, you always have a soft spot for the youth. I can't exactly ignore it, can I? Employee of my own company shows up in a military lockdown. It'll be bad for business if she gets caught. I see, you're just as attentive to detail as ever, regardless of what field you're in. You've caught my eye a number of times over the years. The intermediary investor for all of Tumors to the land of wine HR. You've contributed pretty much the entire network to this tech company. In other words, without you, we wouldn't have the Kristen we know today. So, is you being here right now also the fault of that reckless girl? Or do you have ideas of your own? She was just here to buy some bagels. If you consider the possibility that I'm here because I bought a residence in District 13, and that I spend a few days here when I'm not too busy, having a private life impossible, I'm getting old, Tin Man. Age notwithstanding, when I came back to my senses, I realized that my health, my dreams, my friends, and my family had all been given to my country. Well, you should not ask what a country can do for you, you should ask what you can do for your country. That is what American politicians taught me in my life. In the end, nothing remained of Melander's Morning Star. I don't even have any tapes of the movies I made when I was young, by which to remember my so-called youth. I was trying to point a finger at you, Charmer. But if you're hoping that I turn a blind eye to this, I'm afraid I can't help you. Melander's only responsibility is to the country. I just wanted to tell you I have no regrets. So even now, I won't do anything that would truly harm Columbia. You're still mourning the death of the Wrights. They sounded smart. As much as I'd like to deny it, the scene still haunts my dreams even now. Delivery! Come sign for it! Put it on the workstation. Woliak scans the space in front of her, a massive hollow underground wing-shaped structure, in other words, a well. Rituum lamps fastened to the well's walls provide only basic lighting, making it difficult to determine the overall depth. Laid within the grooves running along the walls are cables extending into the darkness. The person with who she was speaking earlier is now pacing back and forth, leaving her with but a busy silhouette. Seems to be busy testing something. In such a deep area, actions do not seem to cause much of an echo. Assuming the surface structure incorporates some high-performance sound-absorbing material. The entire area seems to be as still and silent as lingering mist. This will be so uncomfortable to be there, not gonna lie. Are you not afraid of the dark? Do you not get bored? You're several hundred meters underground. Those boorish soldiers are patrolling just above us. You've been here a number of months, right? Haven't got up for a walk? What is sunlight? Sunlight is inefficient. Oh, Dusty? Interesting. I'm busy, Cooker Can. Don't have much free time on my hands either. What I'm saying is, put the black box down and get lost. I'm taking a risk here to get this to you under the watchful eyes of the military and Melander. It's a bit cold of you. Wouldn't you agree? It's a deal between you and Control. Got nothing to do with me. You didn't do anything with the black box after you got your hands on it, did you? I just made a copy, you know, for safekeeping protocols. Ice cold. The data calculations are, well, not that complicated. As it dives back into her own work, her screen is once again engulfed with a large amount of data, like a tide flooding across the land. She focuses up more, leaving Holyark alone to do little else and stare at her back. That's when she notices devices around her waist. Appears the letters of dead branches spliced together irregularly, while as Nasty intermittently works at her station, stays back and forth in a short regular rhythm. Lets her stare to scratch her back. As if saddened, they seem to be following Nasty's thoughts. Looks like you've managed to find nourishment for the rootless branches. The trajectory data has deviated slightly from the previous calculation, while still within the expected range. Appears that transmitter can indeed be used as an alternative navigation resource. That being the case, we need to speed things up. By the way, how did Chris get you, the head of engineering, willingly coop yourself up underground to do the hard work for her? Blackmail, baby. Nasty doesn't answer. She enters a few comments, and as the screen in front of her go dark one by one, she turns and heads towards the door. Behind her, the underground space becomes dimmer and dimmer. Ready to touch some grass, Nasty? Let's go. Maybe she's not that bad. I still have heard people call her the worst sex operator in the game. So, I'm not sure how true this is, but man, did something good happen? Well, you're not going to keep the good news from me. Be gone. Hoya takes a step back upon hearing that one word. The body instinctively carries out the order, as if executing a command. I love my witchcraft. Cute curse you have there, Banshee. Did any of the staff ever tell you you've got a bad temper? The icy cold air covers its nasty snack before dissipating like an illusion. Young Banshee shivers slightly. My quack forms across the bone pen in her hand. Do all the Banshees also have a bone pen? No, actually, what else Logos used to writing? Oh my, they don't quite make them like they used to, do they? If I know you have an entire drawer filled with spares. But I've always been curious, if you broke all of your bone pens, would you still be able to perform your little tricks? I mean, Nasty, I love Nasty. Maybe I will like her more in the future. It's not like I've seen much of her yet. Go ahead and try me. I won't give the same command twice, Kukulkan. Fine. Our Banshee's as much of a stick in the mud as you. Don't pass up on this rare opportunity to get some fresh air. You're afraid of the dark. Don't mind keeping you company partway. Before the Banshee can speak again, Holyark nimbly disappears behind the door. The darkness lingering within the air trembles violently for a spell. Then Nasty finally score for words. I should go pick her up. At last, the muddled theme is about to settle. Picking her up as it
Mission complete. And right on time, too. Are you hurt, Doctor?
I would never be hurt. Thank you for asking. Little hints come and go, as does the path ahead. Out it ways, we go into the night. I honestly, this map will still be stonks for my Lithanian team. Let's fucking go. Yeah, what the hell is this? I actually not looked at this the first time. It's not like I can change this, or at least not yet. Until debris DC more damage and stun duration increased. Even fewer attacks are required to move planetary debris, even less force needed to move planetary debris. Movement distance opposite creating increased even more. I guess I will get to hear about that once I actually are in space and reach the actual gimmick of this or something. Actually, should I just go with let's use the skill 3?
Diese Kraft ist nicht die meine. Jedoch benötigt Rhodes Island sie, also werde ich sie in vollem Umfang einsetzen.
Thank you, thank you. Ja, das war eben Holz, das ist gut. These stars have twinkled above Terra since ancient times. Who's us? That's one bigger star. I want to say, this is not maybe the best illustration to the stars on such a cloudy night, but look at this. Just how many romantic myths and searching gazes do they hold? Astrologers spend their lives assigning symbols to constellations, celestial bodies to give them meaning. By shamans and druids try to interpret the trails left by every passing meteor. Codes can speak. Well, penguins also don't speak. Also, yes, who doesn't love their constellations? Anyways, Liver constellation is the best constellation. I'm not biased. The untouchable. Indeed, it is precisely because of that the sky has become the true home of those who indulge in fantasy. And for this great land, looking up holds no meaning. (6,152.31 meters), the height of Terra's sky. And also, last record of the White's final flight. No one has questioned this limit. Nobody's angry, confused or curious about it. People on the spee wrapped so softly in its pot couldn't care any less. And thus came the shabby poem from Ursuline poet centuries ago. Starport. A romantic name for the barrier. I've read through every paper related to the subject of barriers. Those sloppy theories formulated by Victorian Lithanian scholars. Excuse me, don't slander the Lithanians. Analysis on pressure and space. Theory on density differences between the barrier and outside matter. Old, outdated, and full of holes. Those Columbian academics announcing their pioneer spirit. Merely tinker with that garbage. Then you get occasional novel theory put out by younger scholars in academic journals. But they spend way more energy getting tenure and research grants than looking at the sky. Well, to be fair, you know, even if you're a researcher, you kinda need to eat. Sad reality of humanity. Oh, by the way, the test platform we launched the other day has already fallen back to the ground. It has the same old problems with the barrier. Sudden change in basic aerodynamics, massive disruption to the original zone. Original zone, huh? Extremely rapid decay of any exogenous power. What about the results of the data analysis from the transmitter? The batch from the readjusted ones are solid. Also already laid out all the energy cables and connect them to the port you mentioned previously. But Kristen, you're well aware of how much energy you'll need for this. Yeah, that is where we use the big shape or something. Theory is sound, however. That won't be a problem. Alright. Test platform's crash landing has caused us some trouble. Military is burning with anxiety over your disappearance. Listen, whatever the next step may be, death might be the most merciful outcome. I wouldn't even consider that a price to pay at all. I would say that's a very high price if you ask me. No. Nasty, you like stargazing? No. Staring at something out of reach just makes me feel empty. And yet, sometimes unreachable can become a signboard for you. Indeed right on one thing. Death is only the most merciful outcome. Then, I hope you don't die before giving me what you promised, Control. You should be more careful. That sounds like you just made a bad deal. You know, it's not her problem if she has pending debts once she is dead. Thank you. I will. Colonel, how am I supposed to take this order? Let me guess. The agent you sent to watch Christine has gone missing in action, and you've suppressed the news. Your superiors aren't worried about your agents being silenced by Kristen, but rather they might have signed on with her and betrayed the country. And they're probably wondering, have you betrayed the country too? It's no wonder you've been racing to find Kristen. My last tour was in Bolivar. The late 40s, the coalition government backed by the DoD was bumbling around like toddlers in its own jurisdiction. Our intervention policy for the Bolivarian Civil War was deemed a failure. DoD's web has fallen so low in the eyes of our people. General even handed over control to the armed forces. DoD needs Ike War to restore its image and regain the trust of the people. And I also need to prove myself worthy of plucking a general's medals out of the dust. So yeah, it's my last chance. Man, maybe don't team up with the man that fucked up like this already then. But you can lay off the clownery for now, Ferdinand. Okay, he will remove his makeup. What the hell is up with his markings, so man? Come on, Colonel, who are you even trying to fool with all that? This isn't enough of a reason for the DoD to go so far. I'm not enough to stake your life on it. Don't always brag about being as smart as Kristen. Why not use that clever scientist brain of yours and figure it out? It's not like you don't know a thing about Kristen. Surely you ran a thorough check on her before handing the project over. The relation is pretty bad. There's definitely a contingency plan at work. Contingency plan? Contingency contracts mentioned? Reactions have been abnormal anyway. Honestly, I'm looking forward to getting a CC at this point. Like last CC I was underpowered, but you know, I will have a Wang, so... And I know how to use the big Wang. If your people haven't gone crazy, then it only comes down to this. Kristen isn't the actual reason. You know, she's just a fuse. Ferdinand suddenly looks up at Blake, his eyes full of astonishment. He has come to a conclusion he can barely believe himself. He didn't meet a vice president to talk about Quiz. What he wanted was a mood. Provides for a pair of lunatics, squandering the nation's tax money on ridiculous notions like challenging the sky. I mean, is it really useless though? I guess it depends how much money they actually got. And all they gave back to the country was a little lunatic by the name of Kristen White. Ferdinand, I respect men of your caliber. Usually it's your type disrespecting the nation. Am I wrong? I can imagine the meteor that fell from the sky having any motive beyond an attempt to provoke us. The most generous motive I can imagine is her selling the data to another country. She holds the weapon capable of seriously damaging Nomadic City. The military handed it right to her. Use him by deploying him and then walking away from your PC. Actually, I mean, isn't Wang don't you have to still menu play him? I mean, it's super easy, but don't you have to actually put down the traps yourself? Maybe I'm a LARPer. I mean, I will see soon. I'm so looking forward to pulling on a banner in my video game and to gamble, man. I guess I also need to figure out what I actually do if I would get him early. I mean, I also do want Chen Alter. Chen is cool and she also sounds like pretty good. But there's so much to pull for in this game, man. What a verse. She actually wants to avenge her parents. Yeah, she can just prove everyone wrong or something. She wants to point Arc-Zero invited DC. She plans to destroy the Columbia that, in her eyes, treated her parents so unfairly. Already seen enough to make people wonder if they were born in the wrong era. Can you blame people? The economy's not doing too hot, okay? I love my escapism in video games. Hey, the scarier thing is, doesn't Jackson know about all this? Don't those Mainlanders agents know too? Guess how much he already knew about Kristen, me, and you before I even walked into this room. But he still chose to put it off. I won't sugarcoat it. From the moment we lost Bolivar, the coalition government has spared no effort in suppressing the military. Our current state of affairs is to them an excellent weapon. Doesn't matter if Kristen is exacting revenge or betrayal. What's important is that this is a scandal for the DoD. And the loss is poured on by it seems to be an acceptable cost to them. Do we want to be part of that cost, Ferdinand? Do I even get to choose? Where we signed? We didn't figure it out just now, you might have. So you can, one, use your connection with me and just wait till we recovered Arc-Zero-1 when the military will coincidentally be hiring a new scientific advisor. Yippee! Or two, they're here with me. We swept into the trash can of history together. Right? Isn't that a romantic task, somebody else to die together in the history or something? Ferdinand stares at the soldier before him, confirming he has seen something in the man's eyes. There was a spark there for sure. Whether pure banter or real crisis, science has connected the two. I get it, Colonel. Vice President has already podcast live to every citizen that Columbia is about to enter a new era. But accidents aren't multiple on the way to said era. I believe he'll dedicate everything he has to realize this for Columbia. I mean, space travel could be cool as long as you don't use it for military purposes. So that's the situation over there near the Triton factory. The parts regarding Kristen are just my own guesswork. Judging by the military's response, it seems to hold enough water. A super weapon that the government hopes to use to reassert power, or Kristen herself having other plans. The Morse is indeed working on a secret mega project using energy at its core, with unimaginable destructive power, yet to be scientifically tested, it's nearing completion. Hey, you know, you just need to find a nice test site like Castle, right? That's what I'm worried about as well. Xavier, has there ever been a mass blackout in Vermont? Never. You also separate power grids for residential and commercial use. Each of the power resources alone is enough to allow all the facilities in the entire city to operate normally for several months. That sounds insane. I guess the power also does kind of work a bit different from our current world one, with them getting energy from Originum and everything, right? But that just sounds fucking insane. Moreover, Gemors has been a booming technology industry, dozens of companies dedicated to developing new forms of energy, and nearby mobile industrial platforms regularly borrow energy from the city. Halsey looks out at the window. The skyscraper in the distance with its gigantic glass facade frames a billow of clouds, its surface crystal clear, like a leaf full of dewdrops. Indeed, it is just a leaf. The gaze expands and the building quickly disappears into a nest of countless skyscrapers. Exhibitions on science and technology interspersed with expo halls, and other specialized buildings scattered around at random, like a bacterial colony in a forest. But as she raises her head, the vast sky dwarfs the city. Remorse is only a leaf. No matter if it's a super weapon ordered by the military or an unknown object that Kirsten has other plans for. The amount of energy and precision required for the Horizon Eye project is beyond the scope of our imaginations. Energy consumption, navigation accuracy issues you must solve. That is where you get some nice solar panels going, I guess. So yeah, I'm flying. I don't know how the Columbian military has assessed the situation. How Kirsten has pulled the wool over their eyes. If she were able to solve the issues of precision. Judgment is that it cannot support energy concentration on such a scale, even if you use all of tomorrow's energy reserves. Once you start such a huge project, it should drain tomorrow's energy in an extremely short span of time, like stuffing a giant sponge into a glass of water. Even if Kirsten's talents and visions are far beyond the present, the current state of science and technology should not be able to realize such a concept. But she is by no means a simple mad scientist indulged in her delusions. Unless it's already solved this problem. Have you heard of this cancer walk? What the heck are they talking about? Stop eavesdropping, they're going to find out. It's gonna be about a factory that went kaboom, right? Sorry, I looked kinda serious. Does this have something to do with wine? Doctor, is Silence in Tomorrow's too? Can we ping her here? Oh, she just wants the silence. That's cute. Doctor, why are you frowning like that? Oh, I get it! The sibling calcitopping was Mondes and me here. Right, she does have a nice smile though. We decided to come on our own. I've been here before. Can even be your tour guide. Mondes, you're looking at the letter again. Are you okay? Invited me to come back here. Feline girl is still holding that thin envelope in her hands. 5 minutes ago, she opened it, quietly read the letter again, was stuffing it back inside a minute ago. She lifts her head up to look at you. There doesn't seem to be any particular emotion in her eyes. You notice something unmistakable nonetheless. She's trying to comfort herself, almost like she's trying to smooth out a small, wrinkled piece of paper under the school desk without attracting anyone's attention. You can feel that she's confused, maybe even in pain. I forgot again, Doctor. And coming back here helped me remember what I forgot. What did I forget? Should have written it down. I'm sure I know. Also, why don't we take a little nap? Sometimes you can turn down invitations. But that's rude, and then people will hate you, so you're forced to say yes. I think I should stay. Control your power. Don't force yourself to think, okay? I'm here. Me too! You have the data I need. You have little time to spare, but this should help. Energy sections project and construction plans and reports in the past 10 years. Energy and original art sections experiment records. Scientific and investigation sections expedition reports and data archives. And what they probably kinda not censor the hell out of those things. It's a lot thicker than I imagined. The position within Vinelab is rather unique. From the cooperative perspective of cost performance and efficiency, the contributions to the company are negligible. It shouldn't even be one of Vine's 10 sections. Even though it doesn't rival what a core laboratories like Energy and Structure get. The budget that Vinelab allocates to polar field research and surveying technologies every year is no small amount. In fact, let's say they're throwing huge amounts of money at them. We collect and analyze seismic data from the customers in the highlands surrounded by mountains in regular intervals. We've built close to 10 scientific research stations in the endless ice fields of Sami. We frequently travel to Columbia's Great Lakes as well as the lowland deserts in the south for the investigations. We seek to thoroughly explore the ruins of the abandoned cities in the bleached wasteland. Man, they're living the life. Only if you know that the dust kicked up by the pioneering young Columbia is much older than the sands of Sargon. These scientists have not been measuring the boundaries of this world in the spirit of exploration. Rather, they are looking for something. they're looking for a spaceship. These last few pages are all about Tvimor. Moss? Why would scientific investigation need to affect in the location of headquarters? Every project I've checked so far is an immediate sign of Vine control. Weston. And so, did this fast just happen to take place in Tvimor? Maybe it could only happen here. I would prefer some evidence rather than hear more of your roundabout explanations. Sorry, all we have is me doing my own conclusions. I have some rough conjectures, but the clues are all a mess. Our present information is inadequate to serve as actual evidence. Let's take a short break. You should go have another chat with Ifrit. That was not a right dialogue tree. Me. Get down, Calcite. How is it? Does it fit? It's a new suit the original arts section developed. I made a few adjustments and it should fit you okay now. I'm sure you know how to test out the new drone equipment. Yes. I'm here. Let me help you put the contacts in. Okay. Is this how you get to, like, silence Soldier? That will do it. Stand up and take a look around. She powered up with the power of technology. Wait, like a completely different person. How are the contacts? Not quite used to them yet. That's nice to go without weight on my nose. I have to say you look sharper without your glasses. I did kinda like the glasses on Silence, if I'm honest. They were cute. Was it just me? You know, I do love my nerdy glasses on women. I'm sure your friends will be shocked as soon as they see you. Might rather surprise them in another way. Such as, say, my personality. Sees the day and work toward that. Don't estimate what a little makeover can accomplish. I'll try my best. Besides, lockdown isn't going to end anytime soon. Choice stopped you once and won't be easy to get around now that they've seen you. Get a makeover and upgrade your equipment while you're at it. 2 fouls with 1 stone. Thank you. Doesn't look like anyone's been here the last couple days. You came to District 13 for a reason today. I actually bought this as a vacation home, but with how busy my workers have been lately, I haven't much time for rest. HR director and all. Let's look at the transmitter from Site 359 near the scene. I just located the transmitter from Site 359 near the scene. Are you here to recover it? What does the transmitter have to do with that Trident factory explosion? Now you're asking very dangerous questions. Oh, Dorothy wouldn't need a low-level researcher like me if you were already on the case. Ferdinand's out of the picture, but maybe the other sections will want transmitter for the experiments? What is Xavier there? There's so many Winder personnel are involved in this. You're asking too many questions in one go, Silence. And unfortunately, I can't answer them. You should be well aware of Wildlab's organizational structure. The departments under general affairs are only responsible for providing support to scientific research sections. Original Mart, Energy or whatever, human resource investigation has never interfered in any of the research projects. I've been a researcher myself after all. Amanda told me some stories about you and Control. While joining Vinelab, you are the most eccentric and yet the most successful investor in Vermont. You never attended a single meeting, read a proposal, or listen to a project briefing, but the projects you endorse always miraculously succeed. There's no need for you to be attached to a company. On the contrary, said you might even become a tech pioneer to steer the course of the nation. But after Control had one meeting with you, you announced you were joining Vinelab the very next day. Interesting. When do we get Person Operator? Vinelab operators were really just full of hacks. The business world is always brimming with delicately packaged myths and legends. Also, that is full of speculation, but at my age, I don't question to promise me anything. I only wanted to stay and watch her patch up a few regrets. Some her own, some mine. And well, that girl, not sure exactly where exactly she is now. Nobody knows. You performed very well at Site V59. You cleaned up after Dorothy and followed the trail all the way here to recover that transmitter. I see, that's remarkable. But the Site V59 incident ends here. Whatever follows is already beyond the scope of both your responsibilities and abilities. You are done here. What if I disagree, Director Chalmer? Oh, let's not be rash now. I have no intention of getting in your way. I don't understand. You won't tell me the truth, so you're still helping me. Remember your first day at work? The service served, but you still managed to talk non-stop for half an hour. I was only responsible for checking your background and qualifications, you know? When I handled that, Paris had already scored your employment exam. By numbers. Then why didn't you interrupt me? Because you're such an earnest woman, Silence. A lot of respect for serious scientists, same as Vinelab. Aw. No matter how far Kristen and they go, no matter what Vinelab may become, we always need young people like you to take over the reins someday. You are Vine's future. As HR director, my job is to protect our employees as best as I can, so I advise you to leave now. Okay, see, that is where she's bullshitting you. I don't want to downspeak human resources, and sometimes they can be nice, but they're also kind of there to protect the company, you know? But if you have to see it all happen with your own eyes to make your preparations and choices, then I won't hold you back either. That's all. Then I earnestly inform you we're going to continue my investigation. Yippee, Momex. Osmondes. When a moment impact force reaches you, you instantly take the feline girl's sand. Nobody's gonna touch my daughter. Evidently, she mistakes it for you being agitated about something. Relaxes her tightly clenched fist, carries you in her arms, and starts running away. At the same time, the fiery Sava girl dashes in the other direction, her flames rolling. Time to cook. Leave this to me. Osmondes, you protect the doctor. I made all these big metal things with my flames. Out of the way, Ifrit. They know you and it was Xavier. I wanted to say, how do they know Ifrit's name? A shadow steps in front of Ifrit. A thick wall of calcium crystals unfolds before her in an instant, blocking the power armor's onslaught. A burst of tense clashing fills the room, leaving a low, lingering hum in the air. Xavier is the goat, and if I will still replace her if I get like 200-300 pulls and get Shu, which is gonna be sad. Because you know what? Xavier is really growing on me. Xavier! You don't know what's going on. Let it go. Doctor, are you hurt? I'm fine. All the data are destroyed. Distraction and then immediate retreat. The enemy had a clear objective. There aren't many who know about this hideout. Well, somebody tracked you. There even fewer would stand against us. I mean, that was obviously Vinelab. You stole your documents. It was Vinelab's mass-produced remote armors that carried out this attack. Is it someone from Vinelab then? That's not for certain. The military has already infiltrated Vinelab. Decisively eliminating unknown factors in their plans is more their style. Anyway, you seem to be on the right track. There are people who wish for us to not go any deeper into this. Or perhaps we've been going the wrong way. Someone's trying to get us to continue our investigation. What is certain, at the very least, But we've hit a critical point somewhere. And no matter who they are, people behind us will pay the price. You're angry, Savia. Don't let anger cloud your judgment. I would be upset if somebody just comes in with some max. If Kristen has already solved her energy troubles and cut ties with the military, we must hurry and find the energy core she's relying on. It won't be too far from the shaft under military control. I already have a few conjectures based on my recent findings. I'll try to look for it, but I require more information. I need to head back to Rhine. I'll go with you, Savia. Don't be silly. I can't watch you right now. If you're here and you can't leave tomorrow for the time being, you should spend this time with the doctor. Don't go anywhere. But the bad guys came to our doorstep looking for trouble. Besides, I helped the doctor. Yeah, you should. Yeah, she's a grown-up now. You did great. Be extra careful when I'm not around. Take care of the doctor. Don't let yourself get hurt. She got this. But before we do the stage. Does it load? Yeah, it's loading. It was before the trace. What I want to say, before we do the stage, let me do a quick 3-minute break. Did I click practicing? Why does it say practicing? But I'm gonna do a 3-minute break and I guess gonna restart the stage. Be right back. Okay, now we are back at the actual stage, the beautifully done of me. Right, same plan as last time basically, right? Hey, do we put you... I think we do put you like here.
Understood.
I mean, as long as there are no ranged units, we will be fine with a setup like this in the future. Maybe do just put you there for
You can go do
damage.
something else.
Screen Guard, starting definitely Wasser high, but we do so when the damage is taken. Alright,
All right.
we probably can arrange that.
No effect.
I probably want... Probably can put Aya here.
I'll be careful.
I think Aya is kinda the highest priority of castle to actually put down. Molz is also good.
Temperature stable.
But this, I feel like for once he might be useful. Since we have just one line to detect enemies.
Give it a try.
Temperature
And then I
stable.
want my man baseline basically as healer. And then we just spam casters. Is this how you are? Okay, this is the problem.
Still Manning thinks a conviction will throw you off pace.
I guess I should have put baseline down even later in a sense.
All right. Your attacks have no effect.
That's the spirit. Maybe do something like this.
shall have the honor.
It looks like the range is coming from their enemies.
Stable.
A shrill howl. That's what happens when you mess up while performing.
But yeah, she is not gonna make it
Let the Apetio
long
cascade.
term. You're not the one I wanted to get. You are the one you wanted to get. Sure.
Die Vorstellung wird bald beginnen, aber wie es scheint, wird das Publikum schon...
Temperature stable.
Look at her go. I mean, in a sense, at least for stuff like this where they don't rush you, and not having a vanguard doesn't really matter too much. You are dead though. Understandable. Have a nice day.
Greetings. Let's forgo the bothersome formalities and get this thing started.
How's that?
Stärkere Dynamik? Hinfort aus meinem Kopf!
No, the problem is there's nothing that actually counts as the boss is there.
This may be a little hot.
So maybe I should put him on skill 2 again.
You want my opinion?
There is no. Your attacks have no effect.
I kind of wish Cardigan would use her healer automatically. I'm gonna lie. Yeah, I'm talking. The room is quiet. I don't really wanna talk. Are you bored? Not really. I'm just not used to it. If it has been falling from the moment that they got back to their room, or more accurately, from the moment they left Zarya. There are several interesting geometric shapes scattered on the table. It's the scale model of cities like Tremors, given to guests by the hotel for free. The spawns and ifits sit on opposite corners of the sofa, shutting on and off sporadically. You look at the children, but do not interrupt. You wanna try building Tremors again? It's really tough. Took me so long last time. I've done it twice already. Oh, so fast? Remember, I wrote it down. There are a few really hard steps, and there are a few city blocks packed with buildings. They all look alike. Man, I love my big megacities. It's easy to get them mixed up, but I have it written down. Do you always write things down? Yep, I could forget them if I don't. What did you write down? Mind telling me? Doctor, Amir, Dr. Calcid, Blaze, Vidi, all the cool operators, you know? And some people and things farther away. A long corridor. I got lost. My brothers aren't much older than me, but I can always count on them. They come to look for me in no time, and they pat my head and tell me I have nothing to be afraid of. They have scars that look alike on the back of their heads too, like the marks I made to group flowers together last night. Brothers? You don't look so good. Relax. Don't think no more. I'm in a little better shape than you. But not by much. If only we could choose what we remember. I keep on remembering the noisy buzzing machines. Room all painted white, layer after layer. It's like they built them like that to mess with me. Just thinking about it pisses me off. But I want to remember what Science and Xavier told me. And what they did too. They're all sulky because of what just happened. Because Xavier... Maybe she's worried you get hurt. Dr. Calcid didn't let the doctor go with her to look for the RX-01 either. Science won't let me see Xavier. Xavier won't let me follow her and help her out. Maybe they aren't worried I'd muck things up. Maybe they think they didn't protect me well enough before. Maybe they think I'm still a kid who only knows how to full fit. You do have a nice fit, but... No, this seems like kinda dangerous for sure. You have a point. But I super hate this feeling. I think I get it. You do? Yep, when I left Woods Island. Blaze and Viti kept trying to talk me out of it. Blaze almost burned the letter. Amir and Dr. Calcid let me go in the end. I could tell they didn't actually want me to come back to Columbia. They were really worried, maybe just like Xavier? And girls are all like that. Yeah, imagine worrying. I won't want to remember the things that I've forgotten, even if I lose even more. Am I to come back? That's the one thing I'm sure of. You have a better memory than I do. That must mean you know what you have to do more than I do. If it would only be that simple in life. That's exactly what I mean. You and I, the two of us, came back to Columbia, to Timors of our own choosing. We both have things we have to do. Phew, I feel much better. Smondus, once this is all over, let's do some touring as a doctor. We'll go out and have a look around town. What do you think? The sky over Timors is usually pretty gloomy. It's really special that it's so clear. I mean, that's I guess why they did the launch test thingies, right? I could be your tour guide. Oh wait. You already built Timors twice. You know this place better than I do. Okay. Is Calcid back? I'll go get the door. That was your first mistake. It's gonna be an assassin. Hey, it's you. You're the tin man who ate 4 big-ass hot dogs in one go. That's also how I remember people. Finally, made it out of the Swig 13. I will have to thank Director Chava for the new equipment. The Dvone's water is probably made of some kind of high-performance optical material. Its camouflage ability has increased greatly. The surveillance range has doubled. I think the only sad part about it, like, the sprite is that you don't see the Dvone anymore. Now, what next? More transmitters. This is my only clue. Doesn't matter where it leads me, as long as it brings me closer to the truth. The transmitter's response has been growing stronger ever since I approached District 9. Remember correctly, Park right here should be closed due to some government planning issues. Man, great spot to like hide a secret facility underground. We regular geometric shapes of silver float slowly in the air, accompanied by the buzz of high-frequency hum. It's another transmitter, but it seems to be slightly different than the one in her hand. Science could not make out what the specific differences were. An aged cabinet in the middle of the room nodded slightly, as if he had heard someone call him. Transmitted towards a huge arc in the air as it lands on his shoulder. Ah, it's my man again. Long time no see, Silence. You look well. Silence pulls the excited transmitter back into her arms and slowly walks toward the other party. Professor? Made it all the way here from Site 359? You're much braver than you were before. But I never thought the man I found would be you. Man, conspiracy goes all the way up, I'm sorry to tell you. I heard you helped Dorothy. Very good. Ferdinand is too hungry for success, and Dorothy is an extremely obstinate woman. Things might not have ended as it did without you. I know you have many questions you want to ask. But first, pass me that questline unit over there. Science picks up the experimental instrument next to her, walks over to Parvis and puts it down where his finger's pointing. Connects the unit to the operating terminal's port. Parvis is already seated in front of the monitor without even glancing at her as a slew of complex equations frantically calculate themselves on the display. Only when Silence stands up does she realize that he had given the order as naturally as she had executed it. I'm a busy man, but you've done very well to find me here, so I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Are you all using transmitter? Indeed. What exactly is it being used for? To transmit. Come on, it's in the name. The transmitter is extremely sensitive to micro vibrations. It can receive and encode nerve signals. And Dorothy hoped it would replace traditional arts units, becoming a brand new medium that would allow everyone connected to it to be completely equal individuals. And Ferdinand intends to use its superorganism characteristics to manufacture super equipment that can accurately deliver weapons across vast distances. So you know everything that happened at Site 359? Parvis does not answer. I mean, he has all the intel, man. Science carefully observes her professor's expression. It's not as if he's not trying to avoid it or is bored by the question, but rather, it's not even worth answering at all. So, if you knew about the research all along, then on whose side are you on? Dorothy's, Ferdinand's, or Control's? Or your own? Also, as my colleagues in the Phaeco once said, the vector of structure is an old goat with a permanent smile on his face, who always chooses whatever's most convenient for him. Hey, that's how you make it in business, I guess. I'm not on any particular side, Silence. I help them because both Ferdinand and Dorothy are hard workers. You're full of ideas and enthusiasm. The same goes for you. Whoever I don't support, that's due to their medical capacity as scientists. Me included. We are unable to transcend this medical and feeble era. What about you? What do you intend to do with the transmitter? That's enough, Silence. That's what I'm unwilling to answer you. But this question exceeds the level of understanding. I have much to do, and lack the luxury of time to tell you everything from the very beginning. Though you may stay, you're one of my best students after all. Soon, we shall have the most ideal environment for our experiment. One that meets all our material requirements and catalytic conditions. So now, we must prepare ourselves for it. We're the most disruptive experiment in history, and you will bear witness to the birth of true greatness. It doesn't sound ominous at all. It is neither short-sighted nor feeble. It will transcend every limit there is, save us all from medical progress. This is the real and rightful promise of science itself. Pioneers at Site 359, the workers at the Triton factory. Professor, research has hurt many innocent people. Will it harm even more? This is science, Silence. As scientists, we need to only consider one thing and one thing alone. That's how to accomplish it. That alone is more than enough to exhaust us. Parvis is speaking very calmly, More precisely, he even sounds a little distracted. The equation on the screen seems to have to do with the transmitter. Harvest never turns to look at Silence. His eyes are fixated only on the equation. Silence can tell very clearly what it is that she's feeling right now at this moment. Anger. She clenches her fist. That's why you should start work for Woods Island. You can always trust them. Let's see. No wonder I couldn't get in touch with Saya or Kal'Tsit. Dr. Lyra, I can task you with this matter all the same. Excuse me, I'm a busy doctor. I heard about what happened from Kal'Tsit. It's been a long time when last we met. Speaking of, are you afraid of me because the way I look? I've been staring for a bit. Hey, you don't see Nexo every day, okay? Do you get advice? I mean, to be fair, all of these questions are a bit incentive. If you are being an asshole, balls to the wall, baby. Do you get arthritis? Do you put WD-40 on your joints? You've changed, Doctor. You're not gonna give me an answer? Back on topic. You don't have much time, and given your condition, there's not much catching up to do. The Maylanders Foundation visits Woods Island to help us stop the military, assassinating the Vice President. Right? That sounds like a great job for us. Doctor, you don't seem surprised. We've just got this piece of intel ourselves. Tomorrow, Jackson will visit Vine Lab. That's when Blake will make his move. I doubt Kal'Tsit has already gone over the Horizon Arc project with you, so I'll touch on that. Yeah, she totally went over all the details. Woods Island should be on the same side as the Maylander Foundation in this. It's a promise that Kal'Tsit made to me. It's also a prerequisite for your entry into Tumors. Assist the Maylander Foundation stopping the military's absurd act of treason. You can see this as an order, Doctor. Maylander should have enough agents to spare, no? You're still as calm and sharp as ever. That matches the impression I had of you. Let's go, I'm still smart. Right. The Maylander Foundation is already allocating our resources to ensure Vice President Jackson's safety. But that alone will not stop the military's plan. One of the events after the press conference includes a visit to Vine Lab. This entire trip that day will be broadcast live. Well, maybe don't do that. Assassins and our agents come to blows before the public. It doesn't matter if the nation itself is successful or not. Blake will still have a reason to declare martial law and take over tomorrow. Just like District 13 right now. Neither I nor Marylander likes it when the enemy has all their eggs in one basket. Because that's always an omen of the collapse to come. Well, you're gonna leave this to me just like that? That's an official request Maylander's making towards Island. The Doctor of Woods Island. Yeah, but my daughter's the CEO. You should tell her that, you know? If Kal'Tsit continues to have faith in you, I have no reason to doubt your abilities. Time's a wasting, Doctor. I hope you'll cooperate with us well. Too bad Mechanist has left more. Doctor, let me must catch the hitman who is after the Vice President. Kal'Tsit's still looking for the entrance of that ARC-01 thing, so I've just gone back to Vine Lab to look for data. Doctor, we have to get on this right now. Or are you still treating me like a kid, just like Saria and Silence? Doctor, you've brought me on so many successful missions now. In 2 more years, I get to apply to become an elite operator. What you're saying is, if it older, let's fucking go. Oh, was mine is already elite? Anyway, if you're gonna lock me in the hotel room, just wondering what kind of mission I should assign you, operator, if it. Hey, watch where you're going. You're gonna get hit by a car, spacing out like that. Let me leave you with the advice, researchers. Silence. You may think helping Anthony is the right thing to do. Well, it was the right thing to do, I would say, but it couldn't be further from the truth. It's silly to think that Simon Core was just the victim in the fight with Hydepro. They were fighting because they were hellbent of bringing down the other side. Just that old Smith didn't play the game as well as his opponent. In other words, if Smith managed to manage this move before Hydepro, it would have been the Hydes hunkering down in Bunker Hill right now instead of his family. From that point of view, is Anthony really just the victim? But what do you think, Anthony? I can't deny it. But there are no ifs in this world, I know that. I'm telling you all this because I want you to understand something. If you want to do the right thing, you need to first be able to tell what's actually right. You also need to understand that doing the right thing doesn't necessarily mean you don't have a price to pay. I think she did a good job of actually following her moral values so far. It's not just energy in the original art. I can tell you where this trail will lead and how many people it will end up dragging into the mess. But you will no doubt come to see a side of Winelab that you have never known. Be it the Diabolic Crisis or Side 359. Know that Winelab is nowhere near as wonderful as the recruitment videos make it seem. Aw, boo. Even then, it may still disgust you. Comes down to it, you may use my permissions as the director of the original art section. Use my permissions to do anything else, I will turn a blind eye to that too. Effect of thanks, I won't. But silence, remember this. Your mission is to recover the batch of transmitters lost at Site 359 and nothing else. If you run into any obstacles too difficult to overcome, you're free to give up at any time you want. Not ominous at all, huh? There's some things that, until you find your own answer, you have no power to fight. This is science, Silence. As a scientist, we need only consider one thing and one thing alone. That is, how to accomplish it. That is like peak evil scientists speak. Alone is more than enough to exhaust us. You're a lot more composed now, but your eyes are the same as back during Haten 1. Angry over that sick child, criticizing me for those minor issues during the procedures, and even blaming science itself. But, as I have so often told you many times in the past, only science can change what needs to be changed. It can advance an entire age, but its progress lies in the hands of a limited few. This is a natural paradox, Silence, and a paradox simply implies a cost. I've already given you the clues you have been wanting. But Silence, what can you do? You don't even know where to start your inquiries. After leaving Paris' lab, Silence spends the next half hour walking aimlessly along the streets of District 9. It followed the transmitter all the way here. But what should she be doing now? What could she even do? Stop her own mentor? She got this. Find control and back for the two from her. He was right. How could she stop anyone if she doesn't even know where to begin? She's angry, but anger itself holds no meaning whatsoever. Holy shit! Hey you, Lieberwied-Chick, out of the way! At a perfectly regular intersection to Morse District 9, Sawyer anxiously confirms the current time. He needs to get to his destination within the next 10 minutes to block off a difficult climb in time and allow the other party to sign the contract. Man, I love my business. But in the next second, he feels as if he is suddenly on a roller coaster ride, with invisible slopes had formed within the air. As car climbs, turns, accelerates and turns into a cannonball. Whip the man. Water. Mobs of water suddenly appear and chain the car's wheels to a halt. The out-of-control vehicle seems to almost squeeze silence as it slides past her, scorching the tarmac with a shrill sound. Thank you, Mumu, for saving her or something. Half the world is completely drenched, as if it has only just rained. Are you okay? Sorry, I've no idea what just happened. Yeah. Silence. Still more as a ton of cars on the road. You could get one over if you keep spacing out like that. The Director Mule's eye just now. I'm just passing by. No need to thank me. By the way, when did you piss off the psycho? Knowing what she's capable of, she might have been more direct and messed with the air. Looks like it was just a prank she pulled while she was at it. What are you talking about? Never mind. Nothing that crazy woman does surprise me anymore. Silence? When did you change into this new uniform? Here looks great and fits you perfectly. You look like a completely different person. I couldn't tell it was you. I mean, I guess the glasses make a difference. Speaking of which, I didn't recognize Iffy either. She got new fats, and she's so much taller now. Time flies. Ifrit? What's Ifrit doing in Tremor? She's with Rhodes Island's doctor. The doctor's here too? Huh? I thought you two were here together. Also, I was surprised his expression is very vivid. Point at Science immediately realized that what she is here for. There's no doubt that Muleseye is doing this out of kindness. Games that the high-ups are playing are too dangerous. She's trying to get the slowly researchers to stay away from Vine Lab while this is going on. Dayton 1 Laboratory, Site 359, Triton Factory. Harvest, Dorothy, Java, Muleseye. Yeah, you know, it is like always just the head of Vine's lab. She has stumbled her way to this point. How many obstacles will she still have to face? All of a sudden, Science is struck with a sense of helplessness that she has never felt before. Yeah, I fit in the doctor. They're already assassinated. You're too late. I was only going to have you make some trouble for Plague. Now did I expect you to follow the trail to the old goat? I've saved you, but where will she take you now? Oh well, just a little birdie. No need to worry about her. That's what you think.
Manchmal vergleiche ich dich mit dem alten Mann.
Excuse me, you cannot just call me old.
Wäre er hier, würde er aufgeregt Leute anschreien. Oh ja, das macht er auch, wenn er sich freut.
I love screaming at people, for sure. I mean, we can at least do one stage. Well, we can probably do the tutorial in one stage. Nasty, head of engineering, always has novel ideas for buildings. The quality switches, baby. Cutting edge architecture. Okay. Now we have actual mechanics. We're in the lab, monitoring enemy communications. Hey, what happened to the ground? It was just level a moment ago, but now there's an unnatural slope. Whatever, the enemy is right in front of us. Advance! Look at Jessica go. The enemies are having a hard time moving. Lab's defense systems can tail the entire floor. It's like standing on a giant seesaw. The floor is tilted down right now, causing us to be pulled down by gravity. To move up, the enemy must fight against gravity. Slowing their movement speed, heavier enemies are affected more. Interesting. Meanwhile, our operators deployed in the direction of gravity, downwards, gain increased attack speed. That's a kind of interesting gimmicky way to play around directions. Yeah, I like it. Make use of the high ground to stop our foes. That's why I'm here. Let's point you down.
해볼까? 오늘은 어떤 재밌는 영상을 찍을 수 있을까?
No, you moved it around. It's wound. Floor spinning. Now the enemies are speeding up. What's going on? And this is complete. An enemy with weight 4 higher has stepped on an up attitude. Man, this is finally time that I learned the ways of enemies in this. Causing the floor to rotate and tilting it up. Enemies move slowly up slope, but faster down slope. The effect on our side has also been reversed. On the other hand, operators with block 1 or higher can also step on a switch. I see. It's like a seesaw falling toward the side that's stepped on. Exactly. Step on the switch and delay the attack before more enemies arrive. Okay, game. I think they want me to do something here. I'm not quite sure what, but I think I can figure it out. It's actually, man, this is kind of a cool stage effect. I never realized that it has background animations for that. I'm just going to step on the switch again. Don't worry, when the switch is currently being stood on, the opposite switch is disabled. But it makes controlling it super easy though. At least for now. We're gonna probably do horrible things with this. As long as we keep the switch on the bottom pressed, we can prevent the enemy from triggering the others. Just need to ensure operator Yado's safety. Perfect, finger down. In case you're ever unsure which way it's tilting, this rock will slide along the inclination, showing the current direction of gravity. I guess you also do show it here, now it's down, right? Or maybe I'm crazy. Okay. You are important now. Look at us go. I'm greatest Arcline's video gamers to ever exist. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, I guess this was for a bigger event, but very cool gimmick. Boop, boop. There are always sacrifices made behind the scenes. Yippee! Guess this is where I go lazy and actually boop. Time to trivialize everything. Hurry! All the headlines will be the Vice President's visit right tomorrow. But then Chief will have our heads if we don't get a good excuse me. I don't know what it is that with reading just Arknights, so maybe with the voices and everything I do think more or something. But I always get hiccups like when I read too much Arknights basically. I don't know. Air my body, I guess. Wait, I can't find my press pass. You got a burgled. What? I can go in without it. Go find a good spot. I'll look for it. So many people. Can't even get to the cafe downstairs for breakfast. Public visit by the Vice President podcasted live. I have newspapers here. It's a wonder they didn't completely block the roads. They are not ordinary citizens. You see, Trasmontes? What? First the factory, then Wine Lab. He most likes to block off a place when something happens. Wine Lab is different from the factory, isn't it? Blocked off some of the key roads leading in, probably out of security concerns for the Vice President's convoy. Which causes other streets to fill up. Did they think people wouldn't see if they blocked it off? That's dumb. Doctor, what are you looking at? Will it rain today? Sunny all day long. The hotel TV had the weather report on when we were leaving. Guess you didn't see it. Anyway, it's not the rainy season yet. Another sunny day. The urban planning of Timors is implicit. The gaps between the staggered skyscrapers allowing sunlight to pass through for the sun to paint each street with warm light, even in these early days of winter. Look up to see a dark cloud in the distance, floating nonchalantly in the sky. Wind is blowing towards the cloud, and it looks up to be moving away from the city. But it never disappears. You see the busy streets, the parked cars, flash of light up high in the distance, and well-disguised passerby. Keep a poker face while urging the two girls on. Did you find something, Doctor? It's just normal people. Could be Mira and those Foundation spies. Hey, don't worry, Doctor. We'll protect you. Don't forget today's mission. I know. You said it a dozen times before we left. I promise to listen to you. I keep my promises. I think we're there. Dr. Lyra, we meet again. As usual, I'm the one waiting. Well, I'm a minute early, okay? I got here before you. I got myself ready as soon as your message came in. This is your company, after all. Well, this is what you asked for. Plans for the Wine Lab building, and visitors passes for you and your young assistants. I called in a few favors to get you clearance to most of the building and data, the day only. There are lots of hidden spaces in the building, both above and below ground. My tip is to have someone focus on the underground. What about you? I have to accompany Mr. Vice President on his wine tour, of course. To be fair, she is also already just a very great bodyguard. Vincent's not here, and we're missing a few section heads. Can't have anyone else calling out. I'll give you a big personal thank you when we're all done. It's always clones. I read your resignation letter, Beeper. Where's the Sutton? They offered a lot of money. I mean, I just hate the Vice President. I'm sorry, Director Chara. I discovered something yesterday. Go on. Energy Swing has 38 ceiling lamps and 21 vents. Yeah, that's an awful number. The carpet beneath our feet looks the same at first glance. A closer look reveals that there are actually 3 versions subtly different in pattern and features. I didn't know you were planning to go into interior design, Bieber. You'd have done the same if all the projects you're involved in are up in the air. The only work you have to do each day is to reread the report that you wrote the day before. Understand, it's hard work keeping your guys calm and pretending that everything is business as usual. I could live with hard work, Director. Us has always been relatively independent of one another. So it is modular. Everybody goes about their own business, even if something happens to Site 359. Even further quits unexpectedly. At the lower levels, people don't know much and believe it's no different from any number of research accidents that have happened before. The kind that every tech company deals with every now and then. But I know this one is different. Control has virtually vanished without a trace. And Ferdinand suddenly resigned. Every day is like sitting on a fire. There's been no formal change of leadership in energy. I want to tell me what happened, or what I should do. Now the Vice President is touring wine. It makes my stomach seize up when I walk into the lab and see the excitement in everybody's eyes. So you talked to Volvod Kuczynski's headhunter, Sonia, right? Yes. Not reprimanding you, Beeper. Position at Wine Lab allows you to see more than the average employee, but not a full picture. It's normal to feel anxious. Responsibility falls on me. I ask you to keep things calm in the energy section, but neglected your own emotional needs. It's not your fault. Just weakness on my part. Why do you think the Vice President is making the sudden visit? I don't know, but he'll find out that we're... press conference that he held a few days ago has to do with us. Really? That's all I can tell you for now. How about this? Take 1 month off, paid leave. Maybe it'll be enough for you to clear your head and return to your post. If you still insist on resigning after that, I won't stop you. My lab grew from a single lab to 10 sections, running more than 100 large-scale projects simultaneously. I've seen bigger storms. It has survived them all. Just give it a little thought. Sorry for that trouble, Sonia. Let's definitely a way to vent in times like this. Bieber should be the last one. If he's okay, the energy section's okay for now. Yeah, catch you for lunch and dinner one of these days. Give Tin Man my thanks, man. See, that's why the job market is fucked up. They're all working together. Come in. How many does that make this week? Not your problem. Just don't send them to business if you're reassigning them. I don't need flight idiots like that. They're cornerstones of this company, Justin, just as you are. I may be old, but I'm not senior enough to assign a PhD in energy mechanics to be one of your salesmen. The Vice President is almost here. I hope you have the time to fool around in my office. Just giving you a heads up. I'm seeing a few new inventors today, and I have a number of important remote meetings to attend. Since the Vice President is here to inspect research, I'll excuse myself. None of the phones in business stopped ringing the day the Vice President announced his visit to Wine. They get someone to have 2 dedicated hotlines. There's, I guess, a lot of media and everything, right? It's a clear signal. The world of Tremontian finance. No, not just remorse, not just finance. Every Colombian who has a passing interest in investing has their eyes on us. And that's good for business. That Bieber has a lot of stock options, doesn't he? You just accept his resignation, then hire him back at a lower salary, and the company stock soars and he backs to it. Spoken like somebody from the financial department. Wine Lab is not a stock market toy, Justin. Now, that is hurtful. Mayor Benjamin, Councilman Quiz, Deputy Phil, Commander Colette, even the Chief Justice. This is a few of the people I'm talking to today. But Quiz would have kept playing a hide-and-seek game with Plague if I hadn't continued to sweet-talk all these friends. Utilized a lot of resources. Just doing my job. And one correction. I'm not a cornerstone of Wine Lab. A cornerstone exists for other people to build up on. I don't have the same loyalty to Kristen as you do. I chose her and Wine. I just realized I could make money here. I helped her because I wanted to control of my own fate. Of everyone's fates. This isn't a game. News from Melander? Yes, sir. They have personnel deployed around the area to ensure your safety. Good. How much further? 2 more blocks until Wine Lab headquarters. Cancelling today's tour is always an option, sir, if you're concerned. I mean, at this point he cannot back out. It would be bad optics. If the Melander Foundation can't be trusted, then cancelling the tour won't be enough to protect me. I can't very well skip class to see the mining platforms chase the sun because I'm scared of exams. Like I did when I was young. Not when I'm the vice president of the Columbia Union. Should get some rest while you can, sir. I doubt there will be many more chances today. You remember how I described to Morse at yesterday's banquet? Future of Columbia, you said you loved this awful city, just you love this awful nation. As a matter of fact, I don't like this place at all. He hates his country, let's go. There are no bird beasts, no clouds of dust kicked up by the hooves, no duels for some dumb reason, no pioneering spirit. Man, he just wants to be a cowboy, is what I'm hearing. Only white-collar workers in the coffee, high-rise buildings that split the sky, and air so clean it makes your stomach squirm. I believe the Tremontian circulation system employs... Don't powered. I'll be hearing far too many explanations like that over the next few hours. Don't like dealing with scientists? I won't go that far. They're simple. They can go on and about their products, blueprints or ideals, sometimes outlandish, sometimes crazy, mostly incomprehensible. Well, but you know, they at least dream. All I need to do is smile, nod, and shake their hands when they're done. Give them a few words of encouragement. I guess the nerds do not have much charisma. Much simpler than dealing with the old folks of the special district. Represent the state. The people like to see Columbia support science. It's good for your image and the odds in the next election. Vice presidential election. Columbia's biggest political event. How's the vice presidential election the biggest political event? Wouldn't it be the presidential elections though? I'm thinking that perhaps I shouldn't spend too much time and effort on it. You've achieved a lot in the past several years. Polls indicate you enjoy high-level support. Representatives who support you also have been in contact with that influential Whirlpool director of WineLab. It's not easy to gain the support of big tech, you have a head start. No, I meant in comparison with Mark Max, the person ever guiding Columbia to her promised future. All that national attention surrounding the vice presidential elections just adds to the embarrassment. What is the screen showing? The cargo passageway behind WineLab. Little to the left. Zoom in. Good. Now there shouldn't be any dead zones. The soldier is nervous as he operates the equipment. The colonel has been standing behind him for some time now, his paw forward. The 5 blocks around WineLab headquarters have all been placed under surveillance. Many figures are moving on the screens. Key areas have been blocked off, but there continues to be a considerable crowd nearby. Of course, the crowd also provides good cover for the operations. The soldiers scan each monitor, not daring to even blink. What's the situation on the ground? All undercover and support units are in position. Good. Where's Ferdinand? He's on the phone. The phone? That's not where he belongs. Yes, should I summon him? I might, I need to tell him. What about the colleagues in the defense section that he talked about? Have taken over. Yippee, I love my coup. Good. A shadow flashes across the display on the bottom left before appearing on the other screens. It's the Columbia displayed on top of a car. Several black vehicles maintain equal separation with it, both in front and behind with machine-like discipline. Begin. Vice President's convoy is in sight. Begin. Have a nice tour, Jackson. Mr. Vice President, there have been reports that factory explosion in District 13 was linked to WineLab. Don't know what you're talking about. As you visit to WineLab at this time intending to dispel such speculation. Excuse me? District 13 is still under lockdown. Did you authorize the Army's actions, and how long will the lockdown remain in effect? Will you be meeting with Control White? Excuse me, Mr. Vice President, about your schedule and more. Patience, please. There will be a press conference after the Vice President has concluded his tour. He has set aside a space to accommodate members of the press. Please follow me and refrain from disturbing other staff members in their work. He literally was us there to just wave and smile was the so far. There's no one else. Damn. Shut him up. Look at that. Hiding weapons and recording equipment. Judge him and make sure he doesn't have anything else on him. Discrepancy in the documents. Find a way to check the credentials of all the reporters in the press area. Be discreet. I got this one. No commotion. Yippee, I think. Lost contact of A1, A2, A3. I thought all locations been compromised. HQ. Need immediate instruction on whether to continue operation. Whip. Good. Can't believe the pioneer slaughtered us an ordinary citizen. That's the 9th one. We're used to dealing with terrorists. They know a thing or two about planning a terror attack. Report. All potential vantage points within sniping range of Vinelab have been secured. I've noticed 9 snipers and 11 disguised assassins. Continue to monitor the area around Vinelab. Roads, vehicles, pedestrians. Leave no stone unturned. Watcher. Vice President has entered the Divine building. It will be difficult for us to deploy directly inside the building. Do you intend to be on scene personally? No. I got a message from a colleague. You're somewhere else that I need to be. So enter with Dr. Leiber of Woods Island. Follow any orders issued by the doctor. Acknowledged. Whip. This one makes 7. Are you okay, Rosmontes? Just mess with his power armor, Doctor. Don't worry. It won't take too much effort. I was in a war before. Serial numbers match the ones that the defense section lost. 5 are still unaccounted for. Will we keep looking? We need to eliminate them before they leave the secret passage, right? It'll cause chaos if they get out, even if they can't get to the Vice President. Good work, Rosmontes. I laughed that we actually did not really answer her. What did you think of using the access permissions granted by Muleside to check to the defense section's equipment log? I'm just so smart, me personally. Just going down the list of possible options. I didn't expect to say Golda on the first try. I see. Something feels off. These mechs seem cautious in their movements. Doesn't seem so much as an assassination attempt as... Movement, Doctor. Or armor? No, who could be in a secret passage at this hour? Oh, that was Montes. Huh. Hi, Xavier. Doctor, Operator Rosmontes, what are you doing here? The kids are taking me finally on a tour? I see. Sorry, Doctor. I'm maintaining radio silence because I infiltrated Vine to retrieve data for Calcite. As for Calcite's whereabouts, I have no idea either. Remaining power armor. I destroyed 5 before running into you and the Doctor. Makes a total of 12, which matches the number that the defense section lost. And so, I went to find someone. I'm guessing the feeling of being dragged out of a suit of power armor is not something you want to experience again, Reggie. Poor Reggie, man. What orders did Ferdinand give you? You only wanted to borrow a few suits of power armor. Ferdinand can't be trusted. He just needs his power and back, okay? He would never do anything horrible. What about you? How do I trust someone who repeatedly ignores the rules that she set, showing up at Vine whenever she wants, abandoned all her responsibilities? You took over defense when you left. He paid our wages for the past 3 years. Okay, it's not like he is paying your wages. He remembers our names, our hobbies. He even gives us gifts every once in a while. You're getting bribed. Ferdinand may have been an asshole. I have to say, Director Xavier? But also paid our bills. The Vice President is still inside Vine. You know the consequences if something happens. You must check if everything that Ferdinand may have touched. Plus the 10 suits of armor. You have my word. 10? But it was 12. I destroyed 7, so I destroyed 5. That's impossible. But I only borrowed 10. Watch him enter the commands myself. What kind of man is Ferdinand Savia? Proud, arrogant, thinks himself better than everyone else. But if there's one thing that sets him above other people, it's that he actually puts his boasts into action. Unless I'm mistaken, I don't think this still makes up fascinating the vice president. What? President doesn't want the vice president as needed at Vine Lab. Right, time to beat up some power armors then. Okay, I mean, I guess we kinda just want to put this on down and be a good long term. Maybe I should have put you actually up early. I realized. I guess we. Oh, that's also annoying. Why does this have... Maybe it's nothing. Does it look like the ball has energy or anything like that? But I guess put you here for now. Also, this is not really the team I normally run, having used it on my team. But hey, I did think something once in a while. It might be better to find a holsters on... I mean, I just do want it to be down. And we can do stuff like this. We also sus. I could also block there, but that seems a bit excessive. Give me all the slashes. Yeah, not like this should be hard. Wonder if putting her down actually matters for how the attack speed works. I guess I will never know. I cannot really do this how I want. I guess heal you. I don't really need to put you in the back. But yeah, this is kind of realizing it now. Doesn't matter what bullshit I actually do. Watch them go. Movement speed is silent, starting speed gains low altitude hovering and takes off. Interesting. So you never want them to basically walk with advantage. Whatever you wanna call it. You need always to walk uphill to get to school. Why is the game taking so long today? I don't know, man. Yeah. But hey, it didn't crash or anything. I feel like I'm a kid in a classroom, having a science lesson for the first time. It's no hyperbole at all to say that science is the future of Columbia. But my cowboys. I regret not being able to stay longer and hear about the other projects. You're always welcome at Vine Lab, Mr. Jackson. Thank you, Director Trevor. I hope my visit didn't cause too much inconvenience. Kind of you to say so. It was a pleasure to be your tour guide today. Having the famous Marian Plague as a tour guide alone makes this trip to Timor's worthwhile. Between the two of us, I'm a pretty big fan of yours. Aww. I have an autographed poster of your debut film on the office wall. Really? A present for my wife and was selected. Kindly make a note to follow up with the special district government about Vinelab's application for a new research facility. Let's go. All you need for funding is to hire a movie actor. Will do, sir. I guess it will be it for today, Miss Chara. I wish you a pleasant stay at Vermont. Thank you. May the sun shine on the next day as it has today. Come on, mash that photo button. Mr. Vice President, what do you think about your trip to Vine today? Ask questions in order, please. You have 10 minutes, there's no rush. I wouldn't think this would go over that smoothly and quickly, to be honest. You heard me right. I'm clapping. Vice President's visit bolsters Vinelab's claims as industry leader. Headlines write themselves. Tour concluded without incident. Vice President will leave Vinelab in 10 minutes. Doctor? My doctor's also a nice side adventure. I got a map you sent, Doctor. So there's a secret passage that leads right to the underground structure. That's not the plans that Mule's Eyes gave you? Leave it to me. Been sitting here twiddling my thumbs while you and Rosmondas have fun with the power armor up there. Didn't even see a shadow. Saya's coming for me? I have to go to the underground structure too. The Vice President is leaving in a few minutes, right? We can't take any risks. If it's moving out, Doctor. I'm back. Oh, things up there. Not sure, I didn't quite make it up to the surface. There was no commotion. Guessing the attack failed. What about us? We activated jammers and aren't supporting any other units. I don't think anyone is coming here. Colin's route was very well concealed. Let's carry it out the plan, it's almost time. Explosives? Explosives? Set up while you were scouting. 2 tubes of advanced plastic explosives. Enough to breach a containment structure. You know, I thought Ferdinand wanted to come back to Vinelab, but this is the liquefied origin pipeline used by his energy section. Well, there won't be a Vinelab, I guess. The Colonel says he's stuck in the same boat as us. He has no choice. I don't really see the point of blowing this up now, though. The Vice President should have left Vinelab by now. What good will blowing up the origin pipes in the underground structure do? The Colonel has his plans. All we need to do is follow orders. Who goes there? A kid? Sorry, I got lost on my school trip. Looks like the doctor's intel was good. Hey you, I don't know why you're hiding here. I think you're out of surrender now. We lost contact with all units? Yes sir, certain comms failure. Vice President and his retinue, the press, no sign that anything is amiss. Looks like our guys were neutralized before they could move. What's indicated our operations within Vine are also being disrupted by the sudden appearance of some power armor. We're also losing signal from the cameras on the streets. We got betrayed. Losing control of the scene, sir. So our best laid plans are like a sieve to the intelligence network of the Mailander Foundation. Not surprising that they're able to respond, given how hastily the assassination plan was hatched. Will you pull out, sir? We're bound to trace the trail back here sooner or later. No hurry. Mr. Vice President said he would like to have a nice chat with top researchers. I intend to oblige him. Relation at C1 and C2. So in position, signal stable. Activate the remote control on the top right of the panel, Riker. Yes, sir. Remote control plate referred to as a mundane mechanical button, but with an old-fashioned safety lock. Hey, no, those are the best buttons. You know, definitely satisfying to press. So it enters the password and the cover pops open, reading the red button. What is this, sir? The remote control for explosives that will blow up the containment around the liquefied origin pipes. Look at the screen. According to the routes that Ferdinand provided, the energy section has several liquefied origin pipelines running to the west wing of Vinelab. Vinelab Engineering does the forward job. In addition to the standard safety measures, there are also underground containment structures to prevent chain reactions in the event of a leak. The original plan was to cause the leak with an explosion, creating a chance for operators on the ground to approach Jackson. By chance, however, Jackson's convoy will cross over one of these pipelines on the way back. Yippee! Your wind-up stuff? The defense section has a lot of bad-tempered people. Surprised you would hire a kid so young. I told you to surrender. I didn't say you could talk. I tried a short stop of turning you to ashes. Doctor and Sawyer may want to question you after all. Wait, is that a flamethrower? Stop. The liquefied origin pipes all around us. Maybe we all go to hell. So that's what's going on. Flaming Red Sour Girl makes a decision in a split second. She re-engages the flamethrower safety lock and swings it hard at the one on the left. When she charges towards the one on the right, touches the side of his face with her fist. At the time it takes for a flame to flicker, if it is back on her 2 feet again, dusting off her palms. I think my nose is broken. Run, kid. What? What's that sound? Damn, you saw the countdown? There's 1 minute left. There goes my wine lab. Can C1 and C2 make it back? Something, there's some price to pay. The contributions will be remembered, as well as all others who give their lives this day. But Colonel, this entire convoy, 5 cars, 1,000 people in the retinue, possibly even Vine staff members and reporters and other passerby. You have your orders, Viker, but I imagine having morals if you're doing shit like this. I hit a switch myself, that's my job. Your job is to report as soon as you get a signal from C1 and C2. I won't defend myself if I stand by for this someday. I'm not going to waste my time explaining myself to my soldiers now. Yes, sir? We have the signal. The Vice President's convoy is reaching the target area on the west side of Vinelab. Colonel? It's kinda amazing that how are so many of the in the military actually okay with blowing up the Vice President? I guess you are loyal to the Colonel, but man, you would still question yourself a bit more, right? Blake places his hand on the cold mechanical button. A chill runs up his finger. He pauses for a couple of seconds. The soldier glances at his superior officer, who is poised forward behind sunglasses. The soldier realizes that his commander is even more anxious than he is. Damn it all to hell. Blake presses the button. There's no sound, only explosion on some of the screens. On the tiny screen, the collapsing streets feel like foam boards underneath developing flame. Then the screen goes black. Is this peak by now? I don't think I've hit the part, so I would say it's peak at this point yet. But maybe we're getting there. Then the screen goes black, the camera destroyed by flying debris. There's no sound, but Blake and the soldier could hear the deafening boom in their heads. The surface should be close, but I can see the path of all these stone slabs in the way. Hey, are you two okay? Oh, no, a chain explosion. If it? But hears a familiar voice through the echoes of the explosion and the falling rubble. Hey, Xavier, I'm here. I hear you. Hang in there. I have a lock. If it can hear Xavier's voice shaking. Something touches her fingertips in the darkness. Calcium crystals? Xavier's original arts. Like a stream of water, the crystals fill the gaps in the rubble and expand, releasing a sickening crack. Xavier has forced an opening in the collapsed structure. A hand reaches down from above. If it grabs it and feels it pull her up, but the calcium tunnel shatters behind her. Don't move. I'm fine, just a little dusty. Your face. Were you crying? I wasn't crying. Was a little anxious, that's all. Right. Your hands are dusty too, Xavier. You're making my face even dirtier. Oh, sorry. And these two? You were the ones who planted the bomb that blew up the liquefied origin pipelines. So I poured them out. I couldn't stop the explosion. You did well. You really did well. What is it, Ifrit? Excuse me, don't say this to my Xavier. Silence? What are you doing here? Silence. Why are you here? It's just a meeting of all the Vine Labs peeps, okay? You know? Class meeting. Mr. Vice President, Mr. Powered, it's safe to go now. The convoy? Just a couple of mechs blown up. No need to worry. This car has been modified by the engineering section. May not look much, but you can trust it. I hope you port your driver's license, Mr. Parrot. Take a special passage on the east side. We've planned a new route for you. The rest of your retinue will return in small groups once the dust is settled. Was the explosion expected? No, you wouldn't have allowed the explosion of the size to occur if we knew about it in advance. But Vine Lab and the Mainlander Foundation's work isn't done until you're back safely at your residence. Enemy has more than one plan, and we have more than one contingency. Very good. I just don't want to see another Triton in the headlines tomorrow. There's no need to worry. We already have a plan in place for the press. Was just an old pipe exploding. Once again, I wish you a pleasant stay in tomorrow. Thank you.
대승리! 박사, 나 제대로 도움 됐어?
Happy Myrtle. Oh, it might be spicy to click on this. I kind of hoped it would be a normal stage. I could just do the before, basically. Maybe I'll just stop here. I should do some other stuff anyways. But I was I'm gonna stop here. Let's not overdo it. There can be a thing as too much Arknight, sadly. Maybe I get to stream tomorrow. Depends how I really feel. I guess Thursday there will also probably be Arknights. I mean, I will do Slay the Spire with Mastisa and Olsiak and Omni. But since we do that in the afternoon, I could maybe do also an evening stream. It's gonna be awkward. I might just do the event stages and then read more of this. I want to pull for sure on stream. But nobody's gonna watch me play Lone Wheel when there's a new event. But I also, I don't want to read a new event. I did not read any of the other Sui sibling stuff. But I will see. I will see for sure. Is anybody that... But yeah, just gonna have a busy week. I don't think we can finish Lone Wheel this week. It would be nice. It would be the dream. I would love to finish Lone Wheel this week, but I kinda doubt it's gonna happen. I guess we can just
지금 당장 잘 거라고. 잠들어
wait her.
더 이상 안 배고프겠지.
But yeah, thanks for watching.
박사는
I
왜
hope you had a nice day. Actually, is it worth it too? It's still worth it. Sometimes I'm feeling like too self-aware about my viewer amount. But yes. See you guys latest on Thursday to some Slaying the Spires. Yippee! Bye bye.